I am live. Testing to see if the chat's working. Mm-hmm. Woo. All right. Yay! It looks like it kind of worked. Woo! Oh my goodness. Hi, Ezra. Hi, everybody. How are y'all doing tonight? It's a lovely Friday. I just went and picked up some wine, which tonight. Hi, Lauren. Oh, I got 3 people right away. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I just came back from Giant Eagle and got my wine and a couple stuff for the weddings I had this weekend. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna be late, but it ended up not happening like that. So it is just me tonight, ladies. So I'm excited for tonight. I feel like tonight's gonna be really good. I have a feeling we're gonna have some good guests. We'll just say that. I don't know. I was gonna say I haven't seen you in a hot minute, Ezra, so it already makes me happy that you're gonna be here. Oh my gosh. I feel like so much happened this week. You guys don't even know. So like so as I kind of hinted at earlier, I am going to 2 weddings this weekend. I am going to be starting a new job next week. So I'm going to continue to be doing drunk tarot readings on Fridays, but I just want to let you guys know what the change is, so because I don't know how that's going to affect the channel. But one thing I did this week is I spent a good half of Wednesday trying to record a group reading for you guys. So I figured out my computer can't handle if I individually record with my camera video, put it together, and then upload it. Like, it causes my computer to crash. However, what I did find is if I do it in a live stream format like what we're doing right now, I can record and then upload to YouTube. Well, anyway, so I figured this out and I was like, oh great, that means I can still do pick a card readings, because I know the last one I did was kind of a little funky to follow. Well, so what ended up happening was I spent 4.5 hours, actually a little over 4 hours, recording on Wednesday, only to find out that the recording I did not have any audio at all. So, and it was going to be a really good one. It was about self-love. So eventually I want to re-record that reading, do a new one for you guys. I want to start getting into some of those group readings where it's like you start watching, you intuitively pick a group, and then you kind of go from there. However, I need the time to do it, and this weekend it's just not happening because of the weddings. So, yeah, so all that was going on. And then on top of it, as some of the people in the chat already know, I was making a wedding gift for one of the people I'm attending the wedding to, and I ended up making a very major mistake. I put the wrong name down for the wrong girl, and it ended up being the coworker of my friend who we'd been hanging out with recently. It just, for some reason, I was so excited while making the painting. I was so focused on that I was like, oh yeah, that's her name. And then I just kind of like went off, made the whole thing, posted a picture on social media, and then had a friend come back and say, that's not her name, right? That's this one girl. And it just, like, for some reason, my brain just said, I'm just not gonna work during this entire process. I even asked the guy how to spell it too, because I felt something was wrong, and it was pretty ridiculous. So I had to repaint the thing. Now it looks so fine. It looks really good, but yeah. So I was stressed about that. I had to get a drug test. I had to do all this other stuff. I don't know. Things have been weird. Oh yeah, a lot of weird things happened this week too. I just now recalled. A family member tried setting up one of my friends with somebody at work. He just randomly called me and said, you know, your friend would be a really good match for my coworker. Would it be weird if I tried something? I was like, no, but I've never had you do this before. And they were like, oh, okay, well, tell them in advance I'm sorry if this doesn't work out. And so I'm like, I don't know, just there's just been all these really random things going on. It's been funny, it's been weird, I've been tired, but you know what? It's all good. But just this week in particular, full of surprise. You know, I was talking to Lauren earlier, last month, and we both had a feeling that August was full of surprises. And let me tell you, there were surprises so far. They're not what I was expecting. I don't really know that they were like necessarily like good or bad. They were just very surprising. So I guess we weren't wrong. I mean, there was some drama, but not that much drama. But yeah. So, anyways, though, welcome back to the channel. I have all my cards here tonight. So I've got one tarot card deck and then a bunch of oracle card decks. They all said they wanted to come out. So at any point in time, as you guys all feel free to post a request in the chat. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep talking. But oh my gosh, like I just needed a drink after this week because just wow. Yeah, wow. Yeah, I hope you're doing well, Ezra. I know there's a lot of stuff going on, and I feel like now with schools happening, lots of activities and stuff like that, I expect people to kind of fall off a little bit as they're, you know, going about their daily. So, but yeah, I'm hoping to get more pick a card, pick a group readings going forward. I really like the inner child wound one. It's just that it ended up due to technical limitations, it really did not turn out the way I wanted it to. So, someday when I get, I'm gonna string that all together so you guys have a more uniform thing. But yeah, Lauren did have lots of surprises. I'm not gonna go disclose any, but okay, let's see. Ezra posted something in the chat. So let's see. May I know how does a Aquarius feel about me? We're in a friend with benefit situation. Ooh. Ooh. Let me see. Let me see if I can sense this person's energy out. Let me feel it. It's kind of like I feel like he's kind of distant now. Like it's almost like a lukewarm where he's kind of like you do come up with spicy questions like but I feel like there's something between you two that he's kind of overcoming. I feel like he's not ready to connect with you emotionally quite yet. Like I definitely feel like he wants the sex. That was the first thing that came to my mind. He's just very I don't know. He's distant here. Let me pull a couple cards if I can get some clarification on what is A thinking. Is this the wrong deck? Is that yes or no? No? All right, I'll use this one then because I like this. Okay, so, all right, so how is A feeling towards Ezra? Ooh, hi. Anything else? Yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like this guy's like, he's closed off to you right now. Hi, Lynn, welcome to the stream. Okay, ooh. Very interesting. So here are the 5 cards you got. So first you got single. I have a feeling he sees himself as single. So even though you two are doing things, he wants to be single. So I don't really know what that means going forward, but this is just kind of what I'm getting for the current state. I got today, which is present now in the moment. I feel like he's. Oh wait. Hi Ruth. I feel like in your connection, you're a bit more in the moment than he is. He isn't really focused on anything, but you're pretty present in the moment with your situation. You're kind of sitting here going like, okay, I'm enjoying it for what it is. I'm excited that he's in my life. Um, go for it, Ruth. I'm currently doing a reader for someone, but you'll be next. But I feel like focusing on the now is probably the best thing for this connection because this guy's kind of, I don't know. There's something that's kind of amiss here. Synchronicity. So I feel like at least if you're not technically talking right now, you're definitely in sync in some ways. I feel like he's kind of waiting on something to change in your situation, like or that, or there's something about. I feel like the feelings between you two are kind of mutual right now, which is kind of strange. Even though, like, you're more excited than him, but I also kind of feel like you're both. You're not like fully committed into this thing. Which is mutual, which is good, I guess, because I mean, at least if something doesn't work out, you're not gonna get too hurt. Plugged in, tuned into the internet, and connected. So I feel like the internet plays a role in your relationship and the distance. So what's kind of going on is I'm feeling the words I specifically heard while picking this card was you're kind of like connected to each other. So even though you're distant, you still kind of feel like there's like a little string between the two of you, almost like with like telephone. And I feel like you keep tabs on each other even though there's this distance. So that's why the word I'm hearing is like hush. Like something about like hush hush. Like I don't know if there's like either you're trying to subdue your emotions so neither of you get burned, or maybe there's like just you're kind of keeping everything very surface level. Um, that could be it as well. But I don't know. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting. And then finally, this card's kind of interesting because it's called Focused, and it says eyes for you, fascinated and watching. I feel like someone else someone else's energy is impeding on your relationship with this person. Like I feel like someone else, you're not aware of it, but someone's paying attention to what you're doing with this guy. So I don't know if it's someone who's jealous, or I feel like it's someone from your past, or like there's somebody or something that's kind of affecting the energy in this situation by making their presence. So I don't know if it's almost like subconsciously this person doesn't want to open up to you because this other person's energy is in your field. So either you're not over somebody. No, that's not it. There's just a person whose energy is in your area that is kind of preventing this connection to get a little deeper. Yeah, I'm hearing there's like a blockage of some kind. So, anyways, though, but that's just kind of your high level about what's kind of going on here. So, regardless of if you want to take it further, if you're just kind of keeping tabs, I mean, I hope that kind of helped get a little bit of clarity, but definitely I feel like there's something else kind of going on here. It just felt very like you guys are just, you're doing your thing. So as long as you're being safe and just, having a good time, I mean, live your life, girl. Okay, yeah, so I guess Ruth, you're next. For those of you that are new to the stream or have just now hopped on, because I just saw kind of an uptick of people, this is kind of like a first come, first serve. So as you keep posting stuff in the chat, ask your question. I'll get to it. Usually, if I start getting too drunk, someone will correct me about who's next. But I just kind of wing it. Yeah, like and subscribe if you're interested. And also, I have a Facebook page for private readings too. So, without further ado, I'll do the next one. Okay, what's Brandon's current deep feelings and thoughts towards me? We are in no communication, and if IDK, if he will text you soon. Just right off the bat, off the reading, I have a feeling he's not going to text you soon. Okay, Lauren. Okay, Ruth, let me. I feel like. Oh, I'm sorry, Stephanie. I must have missed somewhere back in the chat. Yeah, alright. I feel like you're gonna be getting my traditional tarot cards this time. I was gonna say, Stephanie, don't confuse me. I am sober right now. Gosh. My brain has not worked all week. I don't need your sass right now. Ow. And see, look what you made me do. You made me close my finger in my deck box. This is all Stephanie's fault. So if your reading's messed up, I apologize because somebody was distracting me. Anyways. Okay. All right, spirit guides. For Ruth's situation, I want to know what is her person's feelings towards her? And can I get a why too? Why will come later. Okay. What are his feelings towards you? Yeah, I know the thing has a delay. It feels like every single week the technical problems I encounter change. And at this point, I'm just doing what I can. The only reason I put that chat there is so that way if I record it on my computer, I can actually go back and see, versus like if I save the video via YouTube already captures all of the comments. Right, anything else about Brandon? Is that yes or no? Okay. Okay, so is this both feelings and why? Yeah, okay, so let's do two piles. Let's do feelings and then why. It's for both. Why? Feelings. Okay. All right, so technically you have three piles now because my cards just decide to do that. So I guess whatever energy this card is, it's a combination of the two. So let's see here. You got... All right, so these cards are traditional tarot, so just letting y'all know. So the three cards you got for how he's feeling towards you is you got the Tower in reverse. You got the Four of Wands, which actually, yeah. I don't know if you saw it, but that's what the Tower looks like. Kind of cool. The Four of Wands. And then you got King of Cups. So, I'm feeling Ruth. Okay, the first words I heard is he's a mess. Like right now, he's kind of just, he doesn't know what to do with you. Yeah, I kind of like feel like kind of tears in my eyes a little bit because I feel like there's a lot of whatever happened between you two. It was kind of rough on both of you. I feel like it's more rough on him than what he's letting you on to believe. And some part of him kind of broke over it. Like whatever happened is kind of just, he's in the process of repairing whatever happened between the two of you. And so I think part of that healing process is why he doesn't want anything to do with you right now. Because he's wounded. He's hurt. Like, I don't know if something was said that kind of is stuck in his head a little bit. that's kind of like repeating over and over. So I don't know if you guys got into some kind of an argument or if it was maybe something you said that he took in a way that really, really hurt him in a spot that's very personal to him, and he's grieving over that. I feel like there's a lack of trust with you over what you said. Um yeah, and this is kind of getting confirmed with like the 4 of Wands here, where I'm just seeing what the words that I heard when I picked up this card is he said that he thinks you have it all, and he thinks that he was being mistreated and that he, yeah, so what his energy's telling me right now is he feels like he gave a lot to you. He feels like he gave so much of himself to you, his resources, his time, and yeah, and he feels like it he kind of either he wasted it or he feels like you took advantage of him in some way. And to him, yeah, so sorry, I'm like hearing what his energy is telling me because he's very upset. He's, as he's putting it, he doesn't feel worthy of the love you give him. So even if reconciliation were in the picture right now, he doesn't really feel deserving of it. Yeah, as his energy just put it, he thinks you deserve better. And then Cups right now, I feel like he's probably drinking about this situation. I don't know why, because typically with the King of Cups, it tends to be like a more mature masculine energy that's about like having balance and whatnot. But I feel like for him, he's just trying to drink his problems away right now. He's trying to forget what happened. He's trying to, yeah. Well, and it's interesting. I only just now read your comment. I have a feeling he feels intimidated by you. And that's part of why he's kind of holding back. Because he kind of knows within himself he's not enough to take care of you. Yeah. Like, yeah, he's very sad, and I don't wait. Okay, Spirit. Well, actually, anyways, this is how he's feeling towards you. I'm gonna make sure I read the cards because I have a tendency to just go and go and go and go. So I'm trying to be more particular about that. So we already know how he's feeling towards you. So let's get like a why. So we got these 2 cards. Okay. Yeah, this is more of what I was feeling earlier. So you got the 3 of Swords and the 10 of Cups. So as you can kind of see, this 3 of Swords, I think, is a very I don't know. This picture very well accurately represents how he's feeling because it's literally this person sitting. I don't know how well you can see it. This person sitting on top of another person and stabbing them in the heart. He feels like this guy on the bottom right now. And the reason why he's doing this is because he doesn't think he can fix it. And like again, I feel like he wants this happy relationship with you. He feels like, wait, sorry, his energy is talking to me right now, so I'm trying to like hear it. I don't know if it's something about like you want a family or you want like that home, and he can't provide for you, and he knows that. And I think that really beats him up because one, that's I think a significant blow to his masculinity and to who he is as a partner. But he's very like he feels very betrayed by you for some reason. I can't really tell why he's keeping these. I feel like he's keeping things really close, and there must have been. I feel like there's something else that is being triggered by your situation that's causing him to completely to shut down. Because I feel like he hasn't given up on you, but he's feelings right now, and I think this is going to take a while because he's just very hurt. Let me go ahead and get this card that was in the middle that's affecting both how he's feeling and why he's feeling it. Okay, so you got the Five of Swords in reverse. So, yeah, so if you see this picture again, yeah, I feel like it's almost like, since this is what the card looks like upright in reverse, I feel like it's almost like he's falling on these swords, and like he really doesn't want to fight with you. I feel like he doesn't like fighting with you, and okay, as he put it, he just told me she doesn't understand why I'm upset, and she doesn't understand why I'm like this. I'm like, okay, yeah, that's apparent, but something about this situation though, he feels ganged up on. Like, the argument wasn't a surprise to him, but that's because he's okay. So what he's telling me is he feels really overwhelmed by the relationship again. He has this feeling of he doesn't think he can provide for you, and that is a really big blow to his confidence. He doesn't feel like he's enough. And I mean, if that's true within your relationship, I mean, that's kind of up to you on what you want to continue fighting for within this relationship. However, if it's something that he's just lacking confidence in, maybe giving him that boost of reassurance that he can. I feel like there's a lot on his plate emotionally, and this was just kind of one additional thing that he can't face right now. So, yeah, again, he feels like his back's to a wall, and he's like, well, if I can't please her, I can't please anybody. Right now. Yeah, he has he feels very defeated right now. So, yeah, he's kind of lost. So, and maybe that's why he kind of feels betrayed, because he feels like he's not getting the right kind of support from you in the relationship. And so, like, it's either sometimes you can be mean to him, or sometimes doesn't he doesn't get why you're upset with him sometimes. So take that for what it is. That's just me channeling his energy right now. Maybe that's something you can talk to him. Yeah, and again, I have a feeling this might be something completely on his end, that you can try and do as much as you want, but you're also not responsible for his feelings either. Um, that's kind of a tough situation. I feel like he's got a lot going on there. So I wouldn't completely blame yourself for whatever happened. Just, if you want to continue being with him, absolutely, keep showing him support, and eventually he may come around. But I feel like right now he just needs to think through his feelings and feel it out, because he's definitely kind of hurting right now. So I wish the two of you the best. Yeah, and like you said, if he doesn't communicate, that's not on you. I think just maybe give it some space, and then maybe he'll come around, maybe he won't. But if that's something you want to put up with, that's kind of your call. Like, your situation, so I'm just dealing out the information of what you asked. So, okay, who was next? Yeah, no problem, Ruth. Good luck to you, hon. Okay, Lauren was next in terms of readings. Man, I love it when it's like 8:30 and I've got all kinds of people already. I love it. Love it. I think it's because they're actually wine with me this time. I don't know. I just have a feeling tonight's going to be a good night. Like, if I wasn't in my apartment right now. I do have an Instagram. So it's Mind Over Mania. I don't do technical tarot readings on my Instagram. It's mostly just giving information about the channel with updates. I also do that on my Facebook, but I do private readings as well on my Facebook page. So if you ever want to book me for those are on there. I'm trying to get into a more steady rhythm as a formal tarot reader. I at the beginning of this, I tried recording a pick your own group card reading video. Um, but what ended up happening was the audio was not recorded. So I'm trying to accumulate stuff. I'm going through a bunch of transitions right now, but it's starting to pick up now. So yeah. Yeah, check me out. I do this every Friday too. So 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern. I am usually on here sometimes with guests, sometimes just by myself. Drinks, no drinks. It's always a party. You never know what's going to happen here. So, but yeah, thanks for joining me tonight. Okay. Anyways, back to Lauren's reading. So she said, "What's coming up for you in the month of September?" All right, which deck? All right, this deck said it needed to show up. Hello. As I said previously, anybody who's incoming and new, if you want to request a reading of any kind, post it in the chat. Otherwise, feel free to sit back, relax, enjoy your beer, wine, or other, and just listen to the soothing sound of me dropping my tarot cards all over the goddamn table. All right. All right. Anything else for September? No? Okay. Yeah, you know what's really nice about getting better at it is the fact that my cards don't spit out like half of the deck anymore because they understand that I'm never going to finish reading all of the cards that come up for me for all of my problems. Like, it used to be a big problem. Now, for all of those. So, like, if you ever book me for a reading for like an extended reading or one of those big ones, oh, yeah, I will give you as much information as you need. But I've learned I need to just cut things short because I could go on forever to tell you about stuff that's going on in life because everybody's got problems. You know, I thought I had problems. And then I met all of y'all. I'm just kidding. But seriously, though, it's a lot of fun also doing some of those deeper readings because of the fact that you never know what's going to pop up in them. Some of them are sad, some of them are really happy. Some of them are just weird. You never know. But okay, Lauren, you got 3 cards. I feel like, what is this energy? Okay, this energy is, what's the word? It almost, I heard like a couple different words at the same time. It was like sneaky, spicy, like something about September is gonna be like, I don't know. I'm like feeling this. I don't know what this is in words, but this is what your September is gonna be like. Saucy, spicy. I don't know. So, ooh, maybe that's the card that did it. Okay, all right. I love you, Stephanie. All right, so the first card you got was the Page of Pentacles. So I feel like I heard the first words. I hear like you're gonna get a grip on your finances a bit better in September. Like I feel like you're gonna do a better job saving money for some reason. But it's more than just saving money. I feel like it's saving time as well. I feel like as you're kind of like working on yourself, what's gonna be kind of manifesting in September is almost like you're managing your resources better. Okay, that's a little bit, okay, that's not the word choice my spirit guides want, but that's what just came out of my mouth. Like it's almost like, you're learning to prioritize things a bit better and you're kind of taking what you have and using them a little bit better rather than just kind of not really knowing what to do with all these things kind of going on. The next card you also got is the Magician. So I feel like there's like a what is that? Okay, I heard intuitive situation. I don't know what that means. Something with your intuition's gonna your intuition's gonna strengthen a little bit. Yeah, I don't know. There's okay, so look at the picture of this guy. This guy's got like blue lips. He's like grinning like a motherfucker. Like I don't know what it is, but like something's it's gonna make you smile. Whatever happens, something about like as you're kind of gonna get more into your intuition, it's gonna help you gain some confidence, and I think that's gonna make you smile. But something about that grinning teeth, like there's like something's gonna make you happy in September. I don't know what's manifesting, but here's the thing that made me smile, girl, was you got the Knight of Cups, which you know what I mean? I don't know why, for some reason, looking at this card through the reflection, it looks like there's like a gentleman, you know, carrying a woman off into the distance. And I don't know, there's something there's gonna be romance in your September. Yeah, that's kind of why I'm just going like, yeah, like there's like happy romance coming in your September. I'm just like glowing. I don't it's really hard putting this into words because all I'm feeling is just like you're gonna be happy in September. There's gonna be stress. There's gonna be definitely work stress, but and some stress from life too. Okay, let's be honest. There's gonna be some stress, but overarching, something really really good's gonna happen romantically. That's gonna make you happy. So I'm just saying, congratulations. I feel it. I feel it in my bosom. It's gonna be good. Which sign? The Cap or the Aquarius? Yeah, there's always I was gonna say that's why I was kind of like I felt like I should admit it, but I'll just say it anyway. But work stress is gonna go up a little bit. Just warning you. So make sure you're like cleansing your body with your crystals and your baths and whatever you do to chill out. But yeah, I'm just warning you ahead. It's gonna be a little extra spicy in more than one way. So we've got I keep wanting to say fire, but it's more like Fee-Ray, which is kind of fierce. I kind of like that. It's like, hello, I'm Fee-Ray. I am the fire in the night. You know, I don't know. I like the I don't know. I'm gonna start calling you that, Fee-Ray. So how you doing, Fee? What do you want to know about? I think I saw somewhere a general reading regarding love in your career. Okay, Fee-Ray. Are you Fee ready for this reading that's about to happen to you? Oh my gosh. I'm doing good. You know, I'm feeling I think I'm feeling the wine a little bit, but I'm also okay, I don't think it's the wine. After a long week, I'm relaxing a little bit. I released some stress earlier this week. I've got 2 weddings coming up this weekend. I'm in one of them and it's going to be a good time and I'm finally starting my life in a better direction. So I'm doing wonderful, Fee-Ray. Anyways, on to your reading. So you want to know about your career and love. So this is the deck that wants to speak about relationships. Okay, you're going to be about relationships, and then what is for career? Okay, these two. All right, so I'm going to start with career first because everyone wants to know about the love stuff, so I'm going to leave that last. So don't go anywhere. Why am I being so sassy tonight? Damn, like there's something. This is just Sutter Home wine. Like this isn't anything special, guys. Like I don't know. It could be the stress. It could just be life. I don't know. There's just something in the air. All right, something about Fee Ray's career. I feel like something's changing for you career-wise. There's like a shift. It's kind of slow, so you might not be noticing it right now. But there's something kind of like there's a shift that's been kind of happening for a while slowly, and it's starting to speed. It's almost like having like a big barge that's starting to turn in a new direction. You're just not aware of it yet, or if you're just now asking about it, because it's starting to maybe manifest in a literal sense. Any more cards? Okay. I wish my cards would just say, "Hey, please stop shuffling me when we want you to stop talking." Okay. Oof. Ooh. Okay. All right. I'm gonna close my eyes so that way I don't like interpret this, because I'll show you the cards you got and then you'll see why. So the first card you got was Mr. Wheel, surviving daily hustle, and I feel like, you know what? I'm not gonna say anything just yet because I want to read the energy. All right. So next is like pressure cooker. It says rage ready to explode. Look at that steam. I don't know why steam's kind of important and what I'm going to tell you. You've got escapade, vacation, hideaway, adventure, and then crickets, silence and non-action. So overall, you kind of have a weird blending of energies right now. It's almost like I feel like it's a mix of like self-discovery as well as you're kind of changing as a person, and so naturally your career's kind of starting to match with that. Again, when I first picked up that hamster wheel card to show you, I have a feeling you're kind of getting tired with what you're doing right now, or in the sense that you're starting to burn out. If you're not aware of it right now, you might want to start paying attention to your body and your senses, because I get the sense that you're starting to run out of steam career wise. Like you're starting to lose either. I feel like the motivation is starting to fizzle out a little bit. You're kind of sitting there finding yourself in a place where you want to provide for yourself in the life you're currently living right now, but you don't know how to. Actually, you don't know what is on the other side of that burnout. Like, I have a feeling like you've been. Like, you've been working hard, but what's been ended up happening is you're beginning to question your direction, and that's kind of causing you a little bit of stress because you want something definite about what's going to be your future, or something about like with your career. You're very like, okay, if I don't know what I'm going to be doing, all hope is lost, which isn't the case. But I'm saying this is what I'm kind of feeling from this energy. And like that's where this pressure cooker card came up with, this rage ready to explode, where like again, I feel like the steam is starting to build up. And on the one hand, I think the steam, as you're working towards the direction you think you're going, this steam is a sign that something else is building in the back of your head subconsciously, because of the fact that even though you're moving towards one direction, it's really steam on something else. But however, I think this is one of those cases where, because you're discovering yourself and you're not who you need to be yet, you're not gonna know by the time you're done with this work what you want to do. And I don't know if you're the type of person that you've been kind of told that, like, you know, once you graduate, you pick this job and then this is kind of the career field. I feel like you're going to change. And that's okay. I want you to understand that, you know, regardless of no matter how much work you've put into this point, it's all relevant to you. It's not all a loss if you end up finding out that after you working towards this momentum towards something, that it's not what you end up wanting. And I want you to let you know that it's okay. You might get a little scared by that, but I think it's fine because it's part of your self-discovery process. And when you look at it that way, you know, that's what a lot of your work is towards right now, is you think it's towards you providing for yourself, but really it's more deeper than that. And I think maybe some of you knows, but I don't think you know how deeply it's going into what you're doing right now. So go easy on yourself, and like again, pay attention to what is causing you to burn out. I don't know how much self awareness you have in regards to just being aware of yourself and your feelings in general, but I think maybe taking some time to journal about this or taking time to really reflect inwards about who you actually are and allowing yourself to grow. Um, and not let your identity be tied to what you're doing, because society does that a lot, but I feel like with you in particular, like I'm not concerned about you with your direction with your career, because I think this is more about you learning how to one survive and take care of yourself first, because ultimately, we all want to follow our dreams and whatnot, but if you don't know how to take care of yourself first, all dreams are going to fall apart no matter what you do. But I feel like I'm not concerned about you there though, because again, I feel like this escapade, I don't know if this is guidance, but you kind of need a vacation. I heard a vacation from yourself and from your pressures, um to figure out what you need to do, because it's almost like, again, like especially with this like burnout feeling, if you don't pay attention to this burnout, it's going to start affecting your ability to make rational decisions and ability to be your best self and really grow in the direction you want to. And as someone who is just recovering from a bad case of burnout, I highly, highly, highly recommend learning how to rest and including that in your routine. I know that you've got a lot on your plate. And again, I get the sense you're a hard worker. I'm not worried about you not getting where you need to go, but making sure you're prioritizing rest is very crucial to making sure that you are in your most productive state, because otherwise when you burn out, that can do a number of things to you that won't be good. And like again, I feel like you feel like you're not taking action right now, but let me get the guidance that's coming with this card, because I feel it's a little contradictory what I'm feeling. Taking non-action is still action, and I can't tell. I feel like there's like a dual message here of both needing to rest, but also don't let yourself be stagnant in determining your future. I feel like you're kind of like, you think you're on the set path, but you have way more control in creating your future than I think you believe. Like, I feel like right now, as you're kind of discovering yourself and what your likes and what your dislikes are, the boat is going to start shifting in a direction. And um I think you're going to find out what you want ultimately. Like again, like I feel like not there's a certain point of non-action that is good, and there's a certain point of non-action that is bad. And so trying to find the balance of that is really important right now. And don't beat yourself up, because it's a really hard thing to do, and it's just a part of life, learning to find that. Oh, okay, now I'm gonna read the chat because I've been blabbing. Pre-med, so I'm cursing. Oh, okay, yeah, my sister does physical therapy, and so God bless your souls, anyone in med school or any of that stuff, like y'all are in a bunch of stress, and all the more reason to make sure you prioritize resting, because again, I've watched Anna had her own bout of burnout. I've had my own set of burnout. Like, burnout is real, and it's really hard to recover from if you don't have a stable foundation underneath you with that. So understand that rest is part of recovering, and it's part of studying and being ready. So, again, don't go crazy, but I think just based off of what I'm feeling with your energy, you're not someone who isn't going to be prepared. I don't think you're going to fail. Like, you're going to be fine. It's just making sure that you're finding that balance for yourself and paying attention to it too. Because like at the end of the day, like everyone wants to succeed and all this other stuff, and obviously you're smart if you're going into med school. And what unfortunately happens is you get so focused on the results that you forget to focus on yourself too. And so that's kind of my advice. But anyways, though, but I have a feeling though, you're gonna be okay. Just understand, finding that cycle that's good for you will benefit you in this time. That's what advice I'm getting. So now to love. Shakalaka. Okay, Fire. Let's see what happens when ice meets Fire or fire. What is the fiery passion that's going on in Fire's love life? I'm just giving you shit, okay? Alright, what's coming to you with love? Just a general reading, spirit guides, like anything for Fire. I'm feeling, no offense, I feel like it's kind of dead. I know I was just talking about like fiery passion, and I'm feeling there ain't none right now. I'm sorry. You're all stressed about med school. Like, anything else, Spirit? Okay. Yeah, I know. It's like, it's almost like I switched from like career to suddenly love, and it was like, you're like, yeah, I want it, but all right. Anything else? Oh, I got a tuna. Hi, Luna. Say hi to the lovely people of the internet. All right, anything else? No. Okay. So this is my Rumi Tarot or Rumi Oracle deck. Rumi has an amazing Oracle deck that I highly recommend to anyone. Should these be reversed? Okay. I don't know if that's significant. Okay. Tuna fish. All right. Here, Luna. Say hi to everybody. Hi. Okay. Okay, so the cards you got. So I don't know if any of these numbers are significant to you, so I'm going to read them. You got 39, 1, and 42. Blessings of Zara, Beyond Death, Life, Dance of the Divine Feminine. So I'm going to, because I don't have these memorized, I'm going to read the energies first, and I'm going to read from the book, because this book is super romantic and nice and very good at advice. But I'm just gonna read the energies right here. She is so fluffy. She's my fluffy best friend that I live with, and gives me angst because she lights herself on fire. Anyways, so feeling what's going on in your love life. I feel like there's been a heartbreak that's kind of been. It's old, but it's kind of just like. I feel like it's like stale energy. Like it's almost like, something kind of bad happened in the past. So you kind of like stepped away or detached from love for a little bit, like actual, like real, the good stuff. And so you're kind of in the spot where you're trying to focus on other things in your life rather than love, but you're still kind of finding yourself pining for it. It'll be like, okay, the situation I got in my head was like you're sitting in your dorm room wishing you had a bottle of wine with you, and it's kind of like you'll be like doing your thing, and you're like, why? And then you're like, okay, I'm fine, I don't need a person, it's okay. And then you'll go like, why? To your friend. It's kind of like that feeling. I don't think you're like that personally, but this is the energy that I'm feeling, where it's like you just want that something to get you through. You know what I mean? Like you're just kind of like like you're sitting here trying to work through all doesn't really affect you that much, but you really want this person. You want like that comforting feeling of someone wrapping their arms around you, telling you, "Oh, honey, you're so beautiful and you're amazing. You're gonna do fine." That's just all you want to hear. You know what I mean? You don't need the bells and whistles and all that shit. You just want like that little man hug thing. Men are so good at that, and that's what you're looking for right now. So, all right. So let's see what the cards have to say. And what guidance? Okay. So the first thing I saw, just the words that stood out to me, Your soul needs better quality food. You need some soul food. It says it has been detoxing, you have been shedding old thoughts, feelings, pains, and struggles. Memories of the past have been flooding out of your soul like parasites being expunged. And now your soul, thus cleansed, is in need of genuine nourishment to restore the full radiance and vitality. See? You need that, like, something, something. You need that dude to come, like, nourish your soul in the form of, like, like really nice hugs. Okay, special hugs. Yeah, it says, love will feed your hungry soul. Nothing shall suffice. Okay. This oracle comes with special guidance. You are being given a blessing of Zara, whatever, of radiance of brightness. This blessing has a purpose. It is to clear out that which would obstruct your full unfoldment, to support the divine jewel of your. Okay. Okay. Can we get to the point here? You are being given an opportunity supported by life to shed toxins from your being. This may be physical, and they may be equally of emotional, psychic, or psychological origin. Says, okay, if something appears to be leaving your life, even something painful to release, it is because it is no longer healthy for you or no longer supporting of life for you. There is something more loving and beautiful waiting. Do not try to feast upon scraps. Stop scraping in the dirt for stale breadcrumbs. Rise up and move towards the seat at the heavenly table. Okay, all right, whatever. Anyways, so what that was me is that you're kind of going through a detox right now. And essentially, girlfriend, stop going for dudes that are lesser than you. I have a feeling you're probably too busy to give a shit about like trashy dudes, but I have a feeling you are selling yourself short. And don't do that. Let yourself just like clear out all that bad crap that's going on. I mean, I know again, you're like, I've got priorities that don't entail this, but in regards to love, you need love to help sustain you. That's why it keeps coming up to you in the middle of the night, being like, why? Like, this is why, taking some time to just cry it out and like really clear it out. You know what I mean? Because I feel like you've already been through the worst of it. You just need to do the housekeeping of just really just releasing it and letting it go, and I think that will allow you to free up some of your energy a little bit, kind of shake things up inside of you, and then let you move on, and then it'll start attracting people more. I feel like you're kind of turned off by love right now, and it's kind of causing other people to like, dudes kind of aren't interested because they kind of feel that staleness. Honestly, you're feisty. I don't know, I feel like you got some feisty, and that's what they want. All right, so anyways, or maybe that's my feist coming out, but I feel like you got it too. We're fun, okay? All right, let's see what the next card's about. The soul craves variety because it leads to wholeness, and the wholeness leads to divine revelation. So that means date multiple dudes. Just kidding. Okay, so it says how you deal with this grace hidden though it may be at first appear to be under the cloak of crisis, it is up to you. You have enough spiritual intelligence to shift perspective and to choose, if you wish, to rest your inner gaze upon what lies beyond death. Gaze instead upon the new life that is calling you. When you know deep within that no matter what experiences you have had in your life, that you are untainted, you will be more easily able to trust in the love the divine has for you. You won't question your worthiness, and therefore you will trust in your life more easily and fully. You are a beautiful, blazing soul having a human experience that defies explanation and opens you up to divinity. That is what is happening in your life right now, whether the death is obvious and painful to you or whether you are uncertain as to how it is as yet showing up in your life. Either way, there is an ending imminent and new life coming to you with greater opportunity for your radiant soul to shine its beauty into the world. Okay, basically what this is saying is you're still grieving this old shit and like grieve it, but understand that you've got a new life coming. And so in order to allow the new to come in, get rid of that old shit. So that's all that was. And that's all I got from that. It was just all this. The one thing, I love this book. It has some really beautiful, like wonderful poetic things that make me swoon at times. But it also gets kind of wordy, and I'm just kind of like, all right, let's just like, let's speed it up there, honey. So I'm abridging. I'm just saying. Hello, kind sir. Welcome to the show. I now have alcohol, so you're in for a treat. Okay, so your last card, your Fire, um, is Dance of the Divine Feminine. And so what this oracle about is it says, your life may feel as though it is being tipped upside down. Perhaps you feel as though the great beloved, in a feisty mood. Oh my god, feisty came back again. Has grabbed your ankles, is holding you upside down and shaking you wildly until your skirt is over your head or the pockets of your pants become freed of its contents. Keys and wallet drop to the floor in disarray. Um, Um. Okay. Let's see. What does it say? It says there is something you are holding on to: a person, a place, a thing, a belief, a vision, and you need to let it go because it wants to grow. It may grow and change into something utterly different, or it may grow into exactly what you were imagining. Whichever outcome growth is happening, and you'll find you enjoy the way much more with greater flow and support and less bashing of your head against the proverbial wall if you can let it happen. Okay. So in regards to love, I'm hearing that you need to kind of change your mindset with it. That if you want to attract it, which no chasing, attract. um, what's kind of holding you back is kind of your mindset in regards to love. That if you want love, you have to be open to it. It's kind of like an open door where it's free, free flowing, and you got to be open to it in order for it to come to you. And I feel like you're a very lovable person. And I know you've got all these other things, but if you want it right now, you have to make a space for it in your heart space. And I think maybe changing some ideas or some uh thought processes in regards to it will probably help you with finding a partner, because I feel like, again, this person, I don't feel like there's a person coming into your life right now because of the fact that, again, you have so much on your plate and all these other things that there's no room for a person to come in. So if you really do want a person to help you support you with your journey, one, manifest it. Just sit in your bed and sit there and be like, please, God, send me a partner or somebody to come help me. And maybe it won't manifest as like a hot stud or whatever, but you may get a person or a friend. But eventually someone will come around, but there's got to be space for this gentleman to arrive. So, or woman or whatever you want. But yeah, I think there's a lot of old stuff that needs cleared up before your next situation. So I'm sorry to tell you that the cards are not predicting anything more positive, but I think it'll help you in a lot of areas too, other than love, once you kind of clear this old situation out. I feel like it's almost like, again, it just feels crusty. Like, I don't know who this dude was, but it was just nasty, or like not nasty, but like, again, the situation's just like, I feel like I just want to take like wound wash and just kind of like rub it all over like a wound that just needs cleaned. It's kind of something like that. You're welcome, Fire. You're fierce. I love you. Anyways, that was your reading. So I'm glad you enjoyed it. But anyways, thank you, all you new people that have appeared on the live stream. As always, if you're interested in a reading, post your question in the chat, and I will be answering questions. Otherwise, I will sit here and drunk my life, because I'm starting to feel the wine a little bit now. Like, listen, I have a whole, like, I've got this much wine. I've got this much, and I'm excited. I was gonna say, I've got 2 weddings this weekend, and I can't drink at the one tomorrow. So I'm just saying. I have to make up for it. Sure, go ahead, questions away. And then plus also today, I gave myself a French mani-pedi, and I look really good. I was gonna say, I'm excited. I just like, so earlier last week when I was doing my hair all nice, I covered it up, but I really burned my neck. I don't know if you can see that line, but now I've got like this scar forming on my neck, and it's finally healing. But I'm really worried for tomorrow because I don't want to burn my neck. I don't know how girls do it. Like they're like their hair every morning and they don't have like necks that are covered in scars from their like teenage years. Like shit. I don't know. Maybe I'm just dumb and I don't have hand-eye coordination, but like curling your hair and not burning yourself, I discovered, it's an art form. I have mad respect. Respect your women that look really pretty. Okay, they work very hard for many years and spend a lot of money to look hot. Absolutely, that's my shout out. That's my rant. Anyways, post in the chat, people. So I don't feel awkwardly speaking into the void. Some of you are laughing at me, and that's okay. I appreciate you. That's why I do this. That's why we're here. This is why we're all drinking together. Okay? That's why I feel like this experience should be a shared one. Make sure that you have beer or wine with you. Or tequila. I've done tequila in the past, and that's always been a lot of fun. Usually it's better when there's other people here with me, but tequila nights are my favorite nights because I do like tequila. It's a good thing. It's God's blessing to this earth. God has put many hardships on this earth, but tequila at least kind of makes up for it sometimes. Only sometimes. Tequila and beer. Oh god, not at the same time. Okay, so one time I have to tell you about this one time where I got really messed up by mistake. So my friend, she lived in Vegas, and what ended up happening was she took me to this sushi place with her parents, right? And it was really, really good, right? Well, this was my first time having sake, okay? Which sake is pretty good, but they were drinking sake with beer, where what you were doing is you'd have your beer and then you put shots of hot sake in there, and then you drink that, and then you'd be eating your sushi. Well, I was just freshly 21. I did not have a lot of experience, and also I'm clearly a very light, small person. Okay, and so what ended up happening was I was eating the best sushi of my life. I'm just saying, sushi in Vegas, top tier. Well, what ends up happening is I get trashed really, really fast. And so I'm sitting there with my friend and her mother, and it's just the two of us. And I'm sitting here just going, oh my God, I'm wasted. And I can't, but not wasted, but I was sitting there just I can't hide this. And I was I had so much sushi and so much between the sushi and the alcohol, and I was stuffed. And I was literally sitting there going oh my god, I'm gonna go bark from the bathroom, but it's the best sushi I've had in my life. There's no way in hell I am keeping this inside of me, damn it. So we were walking around this little Chinatown that was part of this the area in Vegas or whatever, and I'm just drunk and I'm trying so hard to pretend I am not drunk. I'm pretty sure they knew. They didn't say anything, but I was literally just sitting there just I'm gonna pretend I'm really, really introverted and really socially awkward to pretend that I am not that bad. And I pulled it off. I didn't get sick. I didn't do anything weird. I didn't say any dumb shit at all. And I'm proud. And I remember those sake bombs for the rest of my life, as well as that sushi, because no sushi has come close ever since. None. Ever. Good sushi cannot be beat. Do not settle people for bad sushi. I'm just saying. Anyways, there's requests in the chat. So, I see Stephanie is first, and then we've got Joao. Okay. All right, Stephanie. It's your turn. All right. So, how will your initial meeting with Anthony go? Which deck? You? I'm surprised this deck wants to speak, because I've got all these other decks that are a lot more romancy, but for some reason this one's good. All right. So tell me, sweet cards, how is Stephanie's initial meeting with Anthony gonna go? I heard it's gonna go well. Anything else? That's it? Okay. All right. They don't have that much guidance, so I guess because I have a feeling you already know what's gonna happen. So interestingly, You got the card Winter, take care of your needs. So I don't know if this is literally meaning you're going to meet him in the winter, or yeah, I feel like timing wise, winter is more likely when you're going to have like a real meeting with him. But let me see. What does the booklet say about this oracle? Where are you? Oh, that's why, because seasons are last. All right, so the message is do everything you need to be at your best, then move beyond your fears and limitations. It says you have an opportunity to move beyond your fears. Though you may feel in the dark, get comfortable with being in the unknown and trust that the light within you will sustain you through what may seem a challenging process. Ask yourself what you need to do in order to feel supported and alive. You may uncover something from your past that you have buried deep. Know that what you unearth in it and shed light on, you create space for miracles. So I have a feeling like something about this encounter is going to make you aware of some things that you weren't aware of before. And it's going to go well, but I think you're going to know what you want after meeting him in person. I feel like even though you guys are doing this electronic, he's going to show you who he really is in person. And I think you're going to learn what you really want in a guy based off of your interaction with him. And it's very cryptic. Like this energy is very like, it doesn't want you to anticipate one way or another. It wants this encounter to be completely just no insights, no preconceived doubts or worries. Just be open to the experience and let it be what it is. That's the guidance I'm getting. Because they're like, oh yeah, now she's gonna cheat because now she's got like a bunch of intuitive friends that can totally like, you know, spill the whole beans. Thanks, Christine. But, you know, just saying, it loses the fun. And plus also, like again, I feel like you're part of this whole thing with him is letting yourself just feel things, you know? Let yourself just kind of like have fun, you know, don't put any preconceived notions onto it. Like let go and just let things happen, you know, whether they be good or whatever. This part of this experience is learning to trust again, you know, and learning to let yourself experience something and then let it flow the way it needs to. Yeah. That's all the guidance I have for you. I'm sorry it's not more in depth. In depth. Like Johnny Depp. In depth for you. Okay, Jo, it's your turn. Our favorite phrase. Yeah, I know. So many surprises. I know my guides do this to me on purpose. But I also understand why they do. Because they're like, there's lessons involved in here. And I'm like, okay, I get that. But it's a little bit of a struggle. It's a struggle. We're all on a struggle train right now. And I just need some reassurance. Even though they give me reassurances all the time. It's never enough. That need for external validation is so hard, yet so satisfying. All right, Jo. All right, he says he has this business idea for creating a fantasy experience inside the island where he's from. What would happen if you explore it? Oh, I have a feeling. Okay, I'm going to be straight with you. I have a feeling it's not going to work out. But I want to pull some cards on why. Like, okay, let me see. Let me tap into this because I don't want to crush your dreams. But I have a feeling like something's ungrounded with the idea that you're not perceiving. So it's almost like this is all of your planning and all of your ideas, and then there's like this heaping boulder. It's kind of like when you're like trying to build a building and you've got this perfect land and everything seems fine, and then you're digging into the dirt, and then you find this big rock that can't be removed, and it's going to cause such a pain. It's kind of like one of those things that you're not anticipating, and that's the reason why. It's not like it's a bad idea, it's the blockage that you can't see that will make it unsuccessful. Okay, but let's pull some cards just to see. All right, so what's going to happen if Jo pursues this potential business idea? What's going to happen, please, spirit guides? Anything else? More? Okay. Anything else? Okay. All right, so you got 5 cards. All right, let's hope I can keep it. I don't know why. I'm sorry. This energy's a little embarrassing. I don't know why I'm embarrassed, but because I've sensed these energies before, but I think it might be booze that's making me a little. I'm just gonna show you the cards, and I'm gonna try to pick this out because it's different than what I think you're expecting. So the first thing you got was retaliation, punish, payback, revenge. You got realization, awareness, finding out, coming to light. You got love affair, dirty little secret down low. And hi, Luna. Thank you for joining us on the live stream. You got come together, reconciliation, spiritual union, soul contract. And then searching online, looking for info, records. Now, normally when I get these cards, I'm kind of like relationship, but like for some reason, something about like, if you pursue this, I have a feeling that it's not going to work out because of something's going to come back to haunt you with it, which I don't understand why I'm getting that. But there's something about like, as you're working on your business ventures, you're going to realize, one, why it won't work, and then two, what you should be working on instead. This love affair card, I feel like let me. I think this is the card that's giving me a little like. I don't know how to tap into this energy without like. I feel like there's something that you've got some kind of a secret that I'm not gonna. I can't really tap into it right now, but it's kind of like it's gonna come up if you pursue this. And I'm not saying it's a love affair. I'm saying there's some kind of a secret, or there's some kind of a something that you're aware of that you don't want other people to be aware of that will come out of this situation. If that makes any sense. Like, I feel like there's something that is gonna. It's a little embarrassing that will come up if you pursue this business venture. I don't know what that means, but just I'm curious too. I'm immediately like, huh. And then this come together card, I feel like I know it kind of has a romantic relationship, but I have a feeling that you are already kind of tied to a different path. So I have a feeling that if you do pursue this idea, divine intervention causes it to fail anyway. Because there's something else that you are being drawn towards. So that's why it's like, if you do it, like, it doesn't really matter so much. I have a feeling that the divine is kind of just like, you've got bigger fish to fry, and there's something else that is way better awaiting you if you pursue what your heart wants. That's what I just heard right now. And then searching, like, again, I feel like you're searching for answers. Something about this business venture is going to leave you feeling it's going to leave you feeling nurtured and fulfilled, but also hungry for more. And it's not going to be a final resting place with, like, I feel like you pursuing this business venture is it's a nice idea, but it's more of you taking a shot in the dark and reaching for information about yourself, if that makes sense. So I feel like your idea is like there's nothing wrong with the idea itself. I feel like maybe exploring the idea and why it's important to you might get you closer to where you actually need to go. And figuring out why it doesn't work for you or what is better fitted for you will teach you something, if that makes sense. Looking in the chat. Yeah, your destiny is definitely something else. That's why it's kind of like the divine's like you can do it. It's just a deviation and a delay from what you actually would be better at doing, if that makes any sense. I don't know, this love affair card. You know what I'm gonna do? Because I'm a little curious. I want to get some clarification of what does that card mean? What if that's okay? I won't reveal anything too personal if that's okay with you. But I'm kind of curious now. I kind of want to dive into it if that's all right with you. I won't do it if you're not comfortable though. You can reveal. Okay. All right. Let the cards decide your fate. All right. All right. So it's telling me tarot cards. So, all right. What does this love affair card mean for Jay? Like in regards to this fantasy idea, like spirit. Give me. Oh my gosh, some clarity. What does this card mean in regards to Jayo's career thing? No. Anything else? All right. Gosh, I was gonna say that's the one thing about tarot card readings or being an intuitive is like things that you're like I didn't know I needed to know, or they just kind of happen. And then sometimes there's things that people are not aware of. And you just feel really embarrassed because you're like, do I say something? Like, what is the morally right thing? I don't feel like this is anything bad. I just feel like you'd be embarrassed if a lot of people knew. So I'm going to try to like keep it as like high level as possible so you still maintain privacy. What's going on here? Wait. I don't know why, but like for some reason, so this is like death, Santa Muerte. But for some reason, seeing a pregnant lady made me giggle, and I don't know why. That would not make me laugh. I'm a very mature person, at least in some regard. But for some reason, with this energy, it's kind of like, like I don't feel like an actual love affair. I just feel like there's some kind of like pregnancy in the term of like conceiving an idea that like okay, it's like a fantasy you wish to come true, but it's more of like a reality you want to build for yourself that isn't your true reality, if that makes any sense. Like it's almost like okay, so the word I heard duality, it's almost kind of like, okay, um it's almost like there's you that is like there's rational you, right? Like there's the you that lives every day. You know that like okay, at the end of the day, you have dreams or whatever, but ultimately like there's you with your everyday life. There's you pursuing your career, There's you with like being like a normal human being, just doing your thing. Then there's like that creative side, and every creative person has this, all right, where it's that realm of just what the actual fuck. Sometimes you get some really good ideas, and other times there's just like the stuff you don't admit to polite people in polite conversation that you think about or you want to have happen, but you know it's somewhere buried in your brain. It's kind of one of those things. And like something about this idea you have, pursuing it is part of a bigger like image you have kind of in your head that either maybe you haven't like fully conceived it or thought of it. Shenley, hey, don't you do that. Sorry, he's being bad. Um, but like what's ended up happening is it's almost like there's like a fantasy world that is tied to the idea that you have, and like maybe you don't actually want to admit it to yourself. I feel like you really don't want to admit it to yourself, but it might take some time to explore either your okay, take a step back and imagine like if there were no rules, there was no repercussions for your actions. Take a step back and really allow yourself to fantasize about what that life would look like. And then see how it mirrors to your business idea. That's like the most general, simplistic way that I can explain what this energy is. Because, like, again, so card wise, I don't know how familiar you are with tarot, but you've got the Knight of Swords in reverse, the King of Pentacles in reverse, you got the King of Wands upright, you got the Nine of Pentacles, Death, and then the Page of Cups. And again, something about like your idea, it's good in some regards, but I think the underlying thing that's going on with what created the idea in the first place is more to do with your psyche and about something, an unfulfilled desire. Oh, I said unfulfilled desire, and I immediately had this feeling in my tummy that I'm like, okay, like, I just feel really embarrassed. I don't know why. I feel like it's almost like there's a piece of you that you haven't explored yet. And like, I feel like you're asking, like, is this like a sexual fantasy or something? I'm like, I don't feel like it's sexual. I feel like it's just like a weird fantasy that you have that maybe you just need to take the time to sit and be honest with yourself about like what you kind of want. And even if it's unrealistic, like just yeah, socially controversial. That's a good way of wording it. Yeah, I feel like it's kind of a controversial thing that it's like I feel like it's kind of just there in your subconscious and it just kind of wants acknowledged that it's a piece of you and that there's nothing wrong with it being there. It's just it's part of being a creative person. Like every creative person has this little room in their head where, you know, things just happen and things just exist. And you know, if you always listen to what's socially acceptable, you're never going to get these creative, wonderful ideas. But you also got to go through a lot of weird things that, you know, I think maybe the reason this idea came up is because of that. So, I don't really have anything else to say other than that. But yeah, I feel like it was almost like it took a while to bring up the courage to bring it up. And that might be something that as you think about it more in depth, oh my god. I mean, I just asked the question to Spirit. I was like, okay, what what could I tell him to help him access this side of himself so he can kind of fully more see himself in a more like whatever light? And the words I got specifically was picture your idea with girls, like women, like just picture that, let it kind of run its course, and then go, aha, I see why this would not work, if that makes any sense. I don't know why, but that was the exact verbiage to tell you. And that might be why I'm a little embarrassed to tell you, but And I feel like you might be a little embarrassed to explore, but I mean, just let it run its course and understand that, intrusive thoughts are intrusive thoughts, and you are whoever you want to be. So you're welcome. But yeah, there's your reading. Um, yeah, man, I could really go for some cheese right now to go with this wine. Like, unfortunately, I'm out of pretzels. It could be. Yeah. I mean, like, here's the thing. Everybody wants to be a playboy, playgirl to some degree. It's kind of like it's the desire of wanting to be wanted or wanting to create something that everyone else wants. You know what I mean? And I think being honest with yourself, it's okay. You know what I mean? Like, I'm here to be like, listen, like, the more honest you are with yourself, the closer it is to get to the truth of who you are and acknowledging every side of you, regardless if you think it's possible or not, or if it's shameful or not. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just as long as you're okay with yourself, you don't have to share anything with anybody. You don't have to be anybody you don't want to be, but allowing yourself in terms of creativity, like when you put bounds on it based off of what's appropriate or not, it really limits the creative flow. And then after you let it flow, then you can weed it out. I think that's something that, regardless of what style your creativity is, so whether you are entrepreneurial like you are, or maybe for those of you that are also listening, maybe you're a musician, or maybe you're a creative person that, you use your creativity in different ways. People get so hung up on, they don't allow themselves to exist as they are and then weed it out. Instead, they try to weed it out at the beginning of the process, and that's bad, because what ends up happening is you stunt your creative flow. And the flow, as that's an actual, I don't know if that's a psychological term or a scientific term, but it's the state of consciousness where you're really getting in the zone. And they talk about it with either famous sports people, famous musicians, like famous people that are really, really talented. There's that state of mind called flow. You block it when you let self-limiting beliefs get in your way. So what ends up happening is, if flow is blocked, you never get to the gold. It's always like, like, oh, well, it's never going to be this, or, and then you try to conform to what other people want. And let's be honest here, okay, is leaders don't conform to the pack. Okay. And if you want to do something that's going to wow people, and you want to do something that's going to be successful, you got to say fuck it and just say, clean slate. Let's just do whatever. And then after you just throw everything up, then you weed through all the crap. Like, I don't know if you've ever been in I don't know if you've been to business school or whatever, but like some of the brainstorming events I've been in the workplace is literally, you just throw up ideas. It doesn't matter if they're good or bad. You just throw up whatever you want on the wall with sticky notes. And then after you've thrown everything up, then you go back. And that teaches your brain that it's okay to think about something initially. It's just after the fact, you weed out what's good or not. And the only way you know that is taking some time to step back and like allowing yourself to have that space will give you so much freedom and will give you much better ideas. Okay. Yeah. And I mean, that's the thing, is like, being able to find a way that works for you specifically. And like, what would be the structures with that? What would be whenever? Because I mean, that's the thing, is like, nowadays people are getting more comfortable with their sexuality. They're getting more comfortable with exploring new lifestyles and like what would be honestly good for them, you know? And I feel like specifically with the polyamorous group, or like the people in open relationships, I feel like it's so new that society's accepting it as more of a mainstream common thing. There's a lot of unhealthy boundaries that are still going on right now, that like people that kind of hop into it, they kind of take it as a fetish thing instead of like a serious relationship, and then they don't know how to manage it. And I think like people begin to explore themselves and actually find healthy ways of living that lifestyle, or I mean, that's not something I would do, but I understand that if you can come up with a system that works for you, great. And I feel like there's a market for that, especially now as people are exploring themselves. So, Don't let yourself be bounded, you know, but also be realistic with all of your different sides of yourself. So if you want something sustainable, you know, you don't end up not getting hurt either. You know what I mean? So like, you know, just kind of let it flow and see where it goes, you know? Good for you. You know? Yeah, I had a feeling. I was like, you a kinky bitch. I had a feeling. Something about your first reading. Hey there, Amber. What about having monogamy and polygamy? I don't know. I mean, I guess it's like I feel like that's everybody's individual exploration with themselves. You know, I mean, I've never been in a polyamorous relationship. I've only been in a monogamous relationship. Um, but I feel like what I've observed the biggest problem with the polyamorous group is first it's a lot of self confidence to know. Hi, Amber. Um, but I think it takes a lot of self confidence to really know yourself to have a healthy relationship with another person and not get jealous. I feel like that's the thing I see with every other person I've found that went into open relationships. They went in and then they always got jealous about someone else and then it turned into like a disaster or whatever. And now I've known people that they were in an open relationship and then they found a person they wanted to stay monogamous with and then they did whatever. That's just my personal experience with what I've observed. But like I think part of life though is about exploring and understanding yourself honestly. So I mean, maybe you switch around, maybe you do whatever, you know what I mean? Like that's all about figuring out yourself and that takes a lot of confidence, you know? And you know, being confident within yourself and knowing what you want, I think will ultimately lead you to a better relationship because it teaches you what your boundaries are, you know, and especially like if you know monogamy isn't your thing, like be honest with yourself, you know? I think that makes it a lot easier with partners. And I feel like a lot of people should be more open with themselves about what type of relationship they want because you know, monogamy is hard. It's a lifetime commitment. I mean, why do you think all these people are getting divorced all the time? And I think a lot of it is because there's a social expectation rather than people being honest with themselves that they can't stay married to the same person for the rest of their life. A lot of people idealize it and want it, but when you actually see the work that goes on, the dedication, and then also life being like, I mean, it's hard, you know? And some people are made for monogamy and other people are definitely not. And I think being able to confidently understand who you are and be able to set boundaries with people is really really important, you know. So which whatever relationship you want to do, just as long as you're one yourself and two setting healthy boundaries, I mean whatever. I mean, but I'm also the kind of person that I don't give a shit what you don't what I don't like. I don't understand, okay, why everyone gives so much of a fuck about what other people are doing in the bedroom. All right, like literally I'm like, unless I care about these people, I don't like want to know what y'all are doing in the sheet. Like, I don't care. I don't care. I've got a bigger problems in my life, and I'm just like, what other people do with their relationships. I'm like, I can't keep up. I don't care. You know what I mean? Are you happy? Is anyone getting abused? No. Like, are you hurting anybody? No. Then I don't care. And why other people care, I don't get it. I really don't. But it's like to me, you know, say la vie. Again, we're in the 21st century, and you know, I think it's better to be honest than to continue to live a lie and be miserable. You know, that was my 2 cents. You know, and again, I think like with polyamory, again, you got to be with confident people. You got to be confident in yourself, and the other people with you got to be confident too. So, you know, but anyways, that was a rant. If anyone would like a tarot reading, please request something in the chat. Otherwise, I'm just going to continue to talk about relationships and just drunkenly talk about things. But like, I don't know. I guess it's like to me, like again, like I don't know, like I feel like with relationships, like obviously, like I'm attracted to. So okay, so this was something I was thinking about. So there was this one Instagram account that like got me shook. Okay, he's this like sex therapist dude on Instagram that like was spilling some hot truth that I shared it on every social media platform I own to follow this man because he was putting some really good points there about relationships and whatnot. And I realized it's like I feel like this is gonna be kind of controversial, but like when it comes to relationships, it's very, very, very difficult, if not impossible, to never think about another person while you're in a relationship. I mean, think about it. Like, you can sit there and you can be dating somebody, and, like, someone you walking past you. Guess what? If that dude's like super hot and a lot hotter than your significant other, you're gonna think about them for 20 seconds, and then maybe it goes away. Maybe you think about it later on that night, but then it eventually goes away. Or, like, think about celebrities. Like, you can be married to somebody and, like, Lauren, that's a yes. But, like, you can be sitting there thinking about, like, oh, I think this one celebrity is like super hot, and, like, technically that'd be considered cheating, right? And I think, like, what you have to do after a certain point, especially like if you're someone with a higher libido or not, you got to be honest with yourself, in the sense that people will always, at least for a fleeting moment, desire someone else other than you. And finding reconciliation and balance, and understanding that your partner is a human being and you are a human being, but it's not cheating because you are committed to that person all the time. And it's so much work to make sure that you're like, okay, like, I want this person for the rest of my life, that no matter what temptations come my way, I have committed myself to this person. And especially, like, as life changes, things happen, people change and people don't change, and situations, you know what I mean? Like, adult relationships are not meant to be, end all be all like they are with, like, children. So what this guy talked about on Instagram, which made me kind of open my eyes to stuff, was he made the comment that adult relationships are not supposed to be conditional or unconditional, meaning that how your parents loved you as a kid is not the same as how an adult relationship should work, because as an adult, we want a partner that's going to sustain you to yeah, I mean, like, be honest with yourself about it. It's kind of like, if that's what the lifestyle you kind of want and you don't want to be settled down, then, like, don't be settled down, because you're just going to make yourself miserable if you're acting not in accordance with what you want, you know Yeah, and I mean, like, not everybody's lifestyle is like that, and I feel like a lot of the shaming for people that, don't have, like, settle down and have a family or whatever. Like, family comes in many different forms that are healthy for different people. Like, for me, I could not be in a polyamorous relationship. I'd, like, try. I don't even think I'd try. I'd literally just be like, "Don't touch my man." Like, I'm sorry. I'm like, I will not share with my man. Like, but that's also just me. And I mean, I've had significant others that definitely would not want me sharing our relationship with someone else. But I mean, if it works for someone else, like, that's what you're comfortable with. And, like, this whole idea that love has to work in just one way that you understand, it doesn't make sense to me. Because again, I don't see why other people care about other people's relationships if it's not hurting anybody. You know? Like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't get it. But yeah, but I feel like people need to be more honest with themselves about, like, how humans actually work and what people actually are like, and that, your partner will make mistakes. Your partner or partners will disappoint you in ways, and, deciding what is the best ultimate um, compromise that fulfills your wishes as an adult is the most important thing. Because it's like, at the end of the day, if all you want is sex out of your relationships, but, like, you're comfortable being on your own and you get your love for all your other natural needs from other places, then, like, okay, that's how you do it. Or other people, they need to have a stable, steady partner. Like, it differs, and then, like, gender and culture all have a flavor in that. But yeah, this was supposed to be about a business deal. I don't know. It's like, that's the thing with my readings too. Is like, I've people that are familiar with my channel a lot, like, I have a tendency to be like, people ask me for stuff, and then I just go with whatever spirit guides are telling me, and being like, okay, yeah, I mean, you did ask about this, but your spirit guides are telling you to pay attention to this. Because I also get a lot of times when people come on this channel, the most common thing I encounter is people ask for a love reading, and I'm willing to do love readings, but like here's the reality. A lot of people use love readings to deflect from the other issues that are going on in their life and what they don't want to listen to from their spirit guides. And their spirit guides have been sitting there like trying to like tap them on the shoulder for 5 months and they're still hung up on this douchebag or whatever. And I'm like sitting there like because my personality is I'm just gonna straight up tell you how I feel, what the truth is going on. And like sometimes it's a little harsh, and I am working on that with my personal self because everything I say, I want to be with the best of intentions. And I know for me personally, I know sometimes I have to give myself that harsh reality check, and other people need that too. But that's kind of what I am with this channel is like I always want to be real. And I feel with my readings, what ends up happening is I will try to answer someone's question. And then your guys will be like, all right, I know you're the type of person that's just going to tell you how it is and you're going to say it in a way that's not like going to be too confrontational. So I'm going to make you be the reader that tells you. Everyone else, like, there's plenty of love and light people out there. There's plenty of people that'll go out there and tell you the best option or whatever. And I mean, I need to do my own work still that I'm working through. But, sometimes you need that person that says, bitch, just dump the dude. Or, girl, like, just go for it. You know what I mean? Like, it's life. We're here to experience things. And, like, if we always made the right choices, then we would never learn anything. That's why we're here. So, yeah, I feel like I just took a load off my chest. I don't know. Maybe some of that was cathartic for some of you, but it was cathartic for me. Okay, so next person in the chat. Okay, Stephanie, what do I need to work on the most for my personal self growth? Okay. I don't know why, but I feel like I need a snack. But I don't think I have any snacks. I got chips and salsa. I can have with this reading. Shenley, are you gonna help me with my snacks? Everyone, this is Shenley, so you've seen both my cats now. You get to see my anus. I'm gonna go get my salsa and I'm gonna be right back. But I will answer your question, Stephanie. Okay, so I don't know, something about that relationships rant, man. Like, I'm just so tired. So tired. Like, why do people gotta be so rude? Like, just let people have fun, live life, All right, I will channel the strength of somebody that is much stronger than me to open the salsa jar. You're right. Yeah, no salsa for me. What the heck? Okay, let's take a napkin. Let's try this. All right. Let's see. Holy cow! What is wrong with the salsa jar? I usually got a pretty good grip. It's funny you said that because Luna's sitting on the table right now looking at me and laughing at me. So, damn. Okay, let me see if I got something else. I'm going to take this because it's kind of rubbery. It's nothing to... Aha! All right. All right. But anyways, Jo, I hope helped you answer your question. All right, I got it. Lovely. Absolutely lovely. Okay. Cat, go away. Okay. So, these cats harass me in my own home for food. Like, I don't feed them. And I don't understand what their deal is. Anyway, all right, Stephanie, what do you need to work on the most for your self growth? Well, all right, I'm hearing tarot cards. I'm going to try to keep it high level as possible because you know me when I get on my rants. I could give you like advice for days. So, spirit guides, please tell me what. Oh, God. Okay. So, do I don't know if that. All right, so I just wanted to let you know that the High Priestess card dove off the table and into my portable washing machine. So I don't know if that's a metaphor for anything, but I just wanted to tell you in case that was significant. Anything else? No, no. All right. Any other cards, dear spirit, to help with Stephanie's self growth? Jo, yeah, I get you. And I feel like it was something that you were kind of uncomfortable with yourself, and that's why it was kind of blocking you from seeing the full vision. But hey, man, I'm gonna tell you the truth, so you know, like I'm not here to judge. Like, dudes are dudes and girls are girls, and I don't know, I don't care. So I want to see you to be the best of version of yourself, whatever that may look like. I'm just here to provide information, so I just want some. Oh man. Okay, Stephanie. No, I got salsa on the cards. Oh god. Okay, this is why I don't eat while I read. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Stephanie, this is all your fault. This is the second time you've affected my readings negatively. I blame you. It's just a disaster. It's a hot mess. Okay. Okay, so first of all, it's very interesting with your reading. You got some of like the more overarching, like the higher archetypes involved with tarot that are going on right now. So you got the moon in reverse, you got the fool, the high priestess, the star, and then the five of swords in reverse. So essentially what I'm kind of feeling for, like, what was your question again? What do you need to work on the most for your self-growth? So the first thing I'm feeling is I feel like you're very resistant to seeing the darker aspects of yourself, which I understand because you're like the most sweet person I've ever encountered. And like, unfortunately, you know, everybody has a dark side. Even the most sweetest people, like that's why you beware the people that are quiet in the corner. That's why. And I feel like you're kind of resistant to seeing that because, you know, you try really hard to be good. And I want you to understand that even though you have maybe some shadow aspects of yourself, everybody does. And it doesn't mean it doesn't make you a good person that you have those shadow aspects. And I feel like you're not very aware of yours because of the fact that you try very hard to focus on the positive, you know? And it's something that I feel like you misidentify some of your shadows because of the fact that you don't want to kind of see all of you authentically yet. And so that might be something that you can do some exploration of yourself. You're like, what are some sides of you that you don't want to admit to yourself that you're like? You know, what are some of your flaws? What are some of your personal limitations that prevent you from being yourself fully. Or like if you do say there's a situation and you react negatively, like what is causing that, you know? It's okay to have that. And I think what spirit's asking you to do is to be kind of honest with yourself about saying, hey, it's okay to acknowledge those things. It doesn't make you a bad person. It means acknowledging them will allow you to be more fully who you are and more authentic. So you don't have to hold back when you're doing things. The next thing is the Fool, which I feel like this is like, I feel like you have like this innocence about you that you aren't recognizing. And I feel like it's almost like a, take some like, is that the right words I'm using? Yeah, okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry questioning you, spirit guides. I was just like, is that what I really wanted to learn? I was like, yeah. So basically, like trying to take like a childlike look at approaching things, that where when you get frustrated, like, you know, allow your innocence to kind of come through. You know what I mean? I feel like you try to be an adult in some situations because you feel like you need to, but really, you know, there are times when just having fun with it is okay. You know what I mean? Where it's almost like, you know, you don't have to put on a show for anybody, just be your authentic self. And I think you're starting this journey, and that's really really good that you're, you know, willing to look at things that are outside of you. And oh, I'm hearing I need to read the booklet, so let me see what the booklet tells me about the Fool, because the Fool has many different variations of, because usually the Fool is in relation to the start of a journey. So it says, whether it be the beginning or the end of a new project or journey, what the Fool brings with him is a great flood of energy, a feeling of lightness and novelty. The road on which he finds himself, whether going towards or moving away from something, can be seen as an escape or a liberation. It is nevertheless always illumination by intuition and perspicacity. I don't know what that is. It says, if we are in the middle of a problem or a negative moment, this is because the card can bring with it as baggage things like chaos, impulsiveness, and indecision, and can lead to irrational choices, incoherence, or the flightiness of a butterfly. The advice is continue along your road having focused on your objectives. Often traveling lightly and freeing yourself from some baggage can help channel your energies better. So I guess some of this is also alluding to maybe freeing yourself from some that you're not aware of, but I have a feeling like the baggages that are more easily held up in some of these other cards. So you got the High Priestess, which I feel like intuition is going to be a big thing for you. Being willing to work on listening to yourself and not others is going to be really important to your journey for self growth, because I'm hearing something's kind of changing within you right now. You're kind of building yourself up towards a new phase in your journey. And intuition's going to play a role in it, but your intuition isn't like me or like other people's, but it's kind of like your own form. And getting kind of more in tune with yourself and being more honest about what you're actually feeling and paying attention to it is going to kind of help you out, and understanding that like your voice is important too. You know, I feel like you have a tendency to sometimes second guess. You know, you like listening that sound smarter than you, but like, you know, you've got your own smarts too, girl. You're not, you know, someone that's going to be, you know, completely blindsided when something happens. You kind of know. And so, what this card's reminding you is to kind of take a step back and really kind of get into your femininity and really just kind of allow yourself to recognize who you are right now. And even though maybe you want to be a better version of yourself, but letting yourself be right now, respecting who you are right now, because you've been through a lot, you know a lot, you've learned way more, and taking the time to acknowledge that will kind of help you with your growth right now. Oh, you want to say something else? Okay, what else? There's some resistance towards being who you are right now for some that are kind of floating under the surface right now, because it's almost like you want to go to that next phase. You're like, I'm tired of what things are like right now. I want to just go on. I want to just kind of do it. But like, there's a reason why you're in the place you are right now, and you have to find what that reason is. That's what I'm kind of getting, is that, like, you know, you're in that spot for a reason, and appreciating the journey for what it is kind of the message here, but you got to find out what exactly is the journey, because I feel like you don't have a clear picture of what it is right now. I know that was really mystical and like not very straightforward, but that was kind of the words verbiage I got. You kind of have a little bit more cryptic message because it's trying to make you think on your own 2 feet, if that makes any sense. Hi, new person. Hmm. I just felt the need to say hi to you for some reason. Okay, so the next person is the Five of Swords in reverse for some reason. Again, I have a feeling like you're conflict avoidant, and that's something to pay attention to because of the. You need to make sure you stand up for your own needs. It's Joss. Hi. I was gonna say, I was like, this person feels very familiar, and I'm friendly with them, so I'm just gonna tell them hi because I'm kind of drunk. So this Five of Swords reversed is like, again, it's something about conflict avoidance, where it's almost like, you want to make other people happy, but what's happening is there's a certain time and place of when you need to be able to stand up for yourself and make other people aware that your needs are your needs, and making sure that you say something. It's not going to cause the conflict that you're thinking. I feel like you have some resistance to speaking up, to saying what you need to say, because you're afraid of other people reacting negatively. And I think some of your fears are a little overblown. I think it depends on the person. But, like, I think it's not going to be as big of a deal when you say what you need. People are going to respond. And then finally, the Star. I feel like just keeping the words I heard were keeping a hold of holding on tightly to your own optimism. Something about, keeping your eye on a bright future is really, one of your strengths. I'm going to show you, like, see, look at this badass bitch. She's like this goddess who's like coming out of the water with like a sun behind her, and it's like super cool, right? And it's like ultimately, recognizing that within yourself. And hi, James. Being able to sit there and say, hey, you have that star, that bright future ahead of you. When times get tough and you don't know what's going on, remind yourself, hey, you've seen worse and you've gotten through it. So you got this, Anyways, though, that's your reading. I know I had more in that one video that I was going to make, but yeah, you can do a spread reading. I was going to say, if you have a particular spread, I am more than happy to do one. Or, just kind of give me a general idea of what you're looking for, and I'm totally willing to do that. Welcome, Stephanie. I love you. Man, I gotta make sure I'm eating some salsa. Also, it's bad I haven't been drinking enough water. Because got my salsa, my chips. Man, I hope everyone's Friday's going as well as mine. God. It's lit, fam. It's lit. Even though I'm by myself. Yeah, you can do another one. I was gonna say. Like, typically I stop at 10, but that's usually whenever I don't have questions. So, like, I'm waiting for James to comment his stuff, but, yeah. Oh, you should, Stephanie. I was gonna say, this thirsty more mail. Okay. All right, James. Okay. Like, what kind of spirits? Or okay, so I guess spirits are protecting you, or I guess I'm trying to understand your message. Okay, Joe. Some of that you're going to figure out on your journey as you go, but I'm going to get some clarity for you. Because I feel like your path is not, yours is non-conventional. So I'll try to get some clarity for you. Sorry, my cats are kind of just running around doing things. Yeah, I was gonna say, James, I'm feeling like, okay, I'm gonna try to see if I can tap into your energy a little bit. Like, I feel like there's like some confusion going on. You feel like no one cared for your good. Aw. Well, I care about you, James. I don't want anything bad happening to you. Back. Okay. Alright. So I need to get some chips in me. I'm like boosting myself up because that's not okay. People should not be scamming you. Alright. Let's see what I can do for you. You just want a general reading with general details. So, what specifically is your question? I just want to make sure I'm picking up on the right thing. Like, why are people scamming you, or like, what's going on in the situation? Is that kind of what your question is? I just want to make sure I'm doing the right thing for you. Well, my cat sits on my table and stares at me defiantly. Okay. Alright, let's do this. Oh, alright, guys. What deck should I use for James? Alright, they're saying Tarot. Alright, let me see if I can get like a general, a spread that I know offhand that can... Alright, so I'm going to do a 3-card spread for you, James, where it's past, present, and future. And be like, okay, you know, the past being like, you know, what's kind of the situation that your present moment, and then what you can do in the future, what's to come. Look at my cats. Alright, so yeah, okay. Alright, let's see what I can do to help out James here. So we got past, present, ooh, okay. Hi. Hi there, cards. My name is Christina. No. 3-card spread. Oh my gosh, guys. Well, you keep getting cards that are for like the past, present, and future, so I want something for the past, or the past and the future. Those are the 2 cards decks that you're really getting. Alright, so I got 2 cards each. So this is the past situation that kind of led you to this. So you got the 6 of Swords and the Tower in reversed. I feel like, so what I'm getting from past energies that led you to this current place is you did something that you regretted. Like, I feel like I heard you were on kind of a bit of a destructive path, and some of your choices in the past, as well as this like bitter resentment towards something, is affecting your current present. Like something about what was going on in the past has kept you from seeing the now. Oh gosh, I feel like there's like a lot of grief. Like there's almost like there's like this heaviness in my chest and my heart space where it's just like I just like want to cry. Like it whatever happened in your past, you've been too focused on it and it's preventing you from seeing your current situation now. And that's been manifesting these people that are like it's almost like vultures. Like the metaphor I'm seeing is it's almost like there's like a carcass of what was left behind and these vultures keep flying around it, and so whenever they come down and they try to pick at what was left, that's what these scammers kind of are metaphorically. They're these people that are attracted to this energy that has not been resolved from the past, and that's why they're kind of coming at you right now. Kind of pulling the cards from your current situation. You have the Ace of Wands, and then you have Temperance. And I have a feeling your current situation right now is like you're trying to take action about this situation. You're no longer in a state of denial. I feel like sometimes you used to be in the past, but I feel like you're trying to make some changes in your life. You're trying to overcome this past burden that was kind of weighing you down. As well as with this temperance, you're trying to find balance. Like you're really working hard on it, but like these people that are getting into your life, it's almost like they're finding all of your imbalances and they're trying to pick at it. And so you're kind of afraid of that because it makes you feel like you're unstable, like all the work you've been putting towards yourself is not enough, and that you're afraid your actions are not going to amount to anything. I feel like you're kind of in this like you're a little frantic because these people are so they're so mean, you know what I mean? And I feel like you're a very kind soul. You really don't deserve to have this stuff happening to you, but again, I feel like it's like these vulture people that are just feeding off of something that has not been released yet. And so let me see what's coming in your future. So the two cards I got, you got the World in reverse and then the Five of Swords. And so like again, I kind of have a feeling like as a result of everything that's going on, like what's kind of coming up in your future is you're feeling very disappointed in the world around you. Like I have a feeling you're very like if the situation isn't resolved, you feel like your back is against the wall. People like you're going to lose your faith in people as a result of the situation because of the fact that you can't I feel like you don't want to protect yourself from these people. I was about to say you feel like you can't, but I realized you don't want to because you feel like you kind of deserve it in a way. You feel like, these people that are coming after you, you're like, well, if I fall for it, it's my fault. And that's not true at all, sir. Like, no, like these people are taking advantage of your energy because you're having a hard time believing you deserve protecting it. Bottom of the deck, I don't know why I suddenly felt that. You have the Empress. And I have a feeling it's some kind of manipulative feminine energy. I don't know why that came to my mind all of a sudden, but there's some kind of like there's a negative feminine energy in your life that's affecting you right now. Like, I don't know if it's either a curse or some kind of someone you spited, maybe, or there's something that's in your life that's kind of affecting you right now. You need to make a joke. Go ahead and make a joke. Say whatever you need to say. I'm not sensitive, but which is ironic because I'm an empath. But like, I feel like you need to be careful protecting your energy with what's going on because, like, again, I feel like you deserve to not be treated and taken advantage of this way. But I feel like it starts with you believing you deserve to protect your space from it, and whatever this negative thing is from your past, I feel like it's gonna keep coming back and haunting you in many different ways. So whatever that is, I feel like you know what it is. I don't. I'm sure I could if I really tapped into it, but like if you know what it is, please address it and maybe start making some progress on it, because I think that's part of the reason why these people are picking away at it is because they can. It's kind of like with vultures with roadkill, like they move when the cars come running by, but like if no one's there to tell them to get away, they're just going to hang out. Same with like crows, and I feel it's the same way. And, you deserve to not be treated, and taken advantage of by energies that are just low vibration and just picking away at something, and I feel like it's hard because I feel like it's been a long, long time, but it's an open wound that needs addressed. But yeah, that's your 3 card spread. I don't know what additional information you want from this reading. I mean, I can do more, but like that's kind of the general gist of what I'm getting from this. Yeah, the words I keep hearing in my head: watch the crows. Something about crows. Crows aren't always bad. Crows can be good things and crows can be bad, but like I feel like in your case, they're bad crows. So take care of yourself, man. My grandma dealt with scammers, and I've already lived through that, and that was a terrible experience. So take care of yourself, man. Oh, oh, I need some spicy salsa. Mm. All right, so I think there was someone else that needed a reading. Ask for James, or I think he said something. 11 crows today. Yeah, it's interesting. Something about crows. They're people like the whole point of birds like that is they're supposed to, as part of the ecosystem. They clean up dead things. As part of their nature. But like I feel like in this case, like it's almost like there's a needing to clear up this old wound, but like they're feasting on something that should have been discarded a long time ago, if that makes any sense. So if there's any way to clear your energy of that, please do so, because there are plenty of nasty, whether they be people or energetic beings or whatever the heck you believe in, because there's a lot of different things that are all the same thing in the end. But like, make sure you're protecting yourself, sir, because you've definitely got a target on your back for whatever is laying on your mind from the past. I'm hearing forgiveness will help you. Okay. All right, so James asked for something, and then, all right, J.O. He wants to get some clarity about his divine destiny. Destiny. It's so interesting because I always feel like I can see other people's futures so much more clearly than my own, and it's so frustrating. But like, I'd always love to help people with this because destiny is such an interesting concept, and it's so fluid, and it's so like kind of cool when you really think about it. Because not only is destiny something that you create, but it's also predetermined, because it's like, well, you being your authentic self is also in tangent with what you are predetermined to do and who you are as a person. So it's kind of like this really cool, like kind of flowing river thing that I am too not sober enough to explain, but it's so cool. It really is. Okay. All right, Joe. All right, let's figure out. Let's get some clarity about what your divine destiny is, cause I'm curious too. You've got a lot of good ideas, and you seem smart. So I'm like, all right, let me see. I put the tarot card deck away when the tarot card deck is the one that wanted to come out. Have to come out. Who else wants to come out? All right, will this provide Jay better clarity? Okay. Yeah, see, my spirit guides, like now that like my buzz is like gone to just drunkenness. Yeah, it's not conventional. I feel like your path is just going to take some windy different ways. Be like one particular destination. It's going to be multiple destinations. Like I feel like you're like on a train and you're like, hell yeah, motherfucker. Like you're kind of like just making your different stops along the way, and that's going to be part of your journey. Versus some people, it's kind of like there's your journey and that's it. But it's gonna be interesting too, though, because I feel like you don't deserve a conventional life. If you did, you get bored. All right, let's talk about what is J.O.'s destiny. Dude, I'm getting so much better at this shuffling stuff. Because like before, I used to never shuffle my tarot card decks. I would literally just reach into the deck and just keep pulling cards out. And I realize now why everyone shuffles is so that way you can get your cards to artificially spit out the things. And I was like, aha. Because like I did not learn how to read tarot. I just kind of one day woke up and figured out I was intuitive. Well, not like one day. It's kind of a more complicated tale than that. But like, I never was really like, tarot's not my family. My family does not do any of this shit. And so I've just been kind of like, doing my thing. And apparently I'm right. And so I just roll with it, especially while intoxicated because like, that just makes it more fun. Nah. No. Also, hi, new person. I have to say hi to you too. Was that it, cards? Okay, that's good. All right. I don't know, but I just think tarot reading is so fun. I don't know. I figure if it helps people, like why hold people back from their destiny when it's like more information's not gonna hurt them. It's only if they let it hurt them. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm sorry. I just had to laugh at one of the cards you received. Okay. Okay. I'm going to tell you what the cards are and then I'm going to do my interpretation. So the first card you got was threatened, embarrassed appearances. Ooh. That card had some spice. Divine feminine. Children, young childhood playful. Desire, lust, sexual chemistry, which based off of what we've already discussed previously, I think we already knew that. Wish, hope, praying, yearning. And then receipts, proof, show me. Okay, so I'm gonna pull my hair back for this one because I'm like, all right. I need to get my thinking hair on. And okay, I understand. Sorry, I had a guy talk to me for a second. So, was J.O.'s destiny? I feel like your destiny and your path is really fun. Like, I don't know if you're a party type of guy, but you're definitely like the type of person that's kind of like spontaneous and a little bit like, you just go with the flow of where you think you need to be, but you're very practical about it. Like, you're not one of those people that, like, when you say, like, go with the flow, it's not like you're stupid about it. You know what I mean? Like, you know what you're doing when you're going with the flow. You're more rational, but you're like, I think part of what's going on with your destiny right now is I feel like so what I'm hearing is what you think you're supposed to be are going to be challenged. I feel like especially with this card where you got this clown or whatever, there's kind of like you're faking against yourself. It's almost like who you truly are, you'd be very embarrassed to kind of admit and fully embody. And so that's what kind of holds you back. And so part of your destiny is embracing your authenticity. And I feel like you feel threatened by your authentic self, which most of us are, you know. And I feel like in this case, it's kind of something where like you have this idea of what your appearance should be, but who you actually are is kind of very different. And you're afraid of how other people are going to receive that. I feel like you're afraid of coming across as a dick. That was the official verbiage of what my guides are channeling. And like again with this divine feminine, I feel like you have a more feminine side that is undisclosed and kind of in the closet, which is when I'm saying feminine, I'm not talking like drag or like any of your traditional. I feel like it's more of like the embodiment of feminine energy, which is more about being present and more about being able to feel yourself fully and not be contained by again what society expects of you. I feel like there's a lot of constraints around you that it's almost like not like chains, but it feels like you're wearing a suit that is way too tight for you, if that makes any sense. And like you're trying to kind of conform with it, but you really just you don't want to be wearing that suit. You just want to be wearing something a little bit more loose, you know? And that's kind of your connection with the divine feminine is like again, we all have both of those energies. But in your case, like your divine feminine is a little more predominant, but in a way that's not like I keep hearing you're not gay, you know what I mean? But it's like I have this feeling that there might be an association with that, and you're kind of afraid of tapping into it a little bit. And it's like it's not, you know, it's being able to appreciate your full self, and that's tied to your destiny because it will really. I feel like accepting who you are is really tied to your destiny because once you do that, you're really gonna go far. Like I have a feeling you're someone that, like again, you're a pretty straight shooter. It's just once you get all of your pieces aligned and all, I feel like this one piece of you is not fully on board with you yet because you don't have a full understanding of what it looks like, and you're kind of afraid because it's non-conventional, you know. And then this children card, I feel like the reason why this card came up, I feel like it has a lot to do with being young at heart. I don't think it has anything necessarily to do with physical children. Okay, I'm hearing it doesn't have anything to do with that at all. Not saying that's not going to happen in your future, but I do feel like the young at heart is part of your destiny. It's like connecting to healing wounds from childhood, but also like interacting with your own inner play, but through an adult lens, if that makes sense. Because again, I feel like you're very focused on being an adult and keeping up this appearance, but under the layer, it's kind of like there's this uncertainty of like, well, I don't know how to be myself and be taken seriously if I'm not putting on this persona. And what's happened is like you can still satisfy both your inner child as well as your adult self at the same time, if that makes any sense. And that's part of your destiny is figuring out how do you do that, because like again, life is meant to be, you know, having fun still. It's not like once you become an adult you stop having fun or whatever. And I feel like your part of your destiny is once you find that balance between adulthood and what adult play looks like, you're really going to find where the direction you need to go. And like again, based off of our previous conversation, it's kind of interesting that this came up because I feel like it's tied to that. You know, figuring out like what does that play look like and what does that look with what you're manifesting. Um Again, desire with sexual lust, it's sexual, I mean, this is sexual energy. I mean, it showed up in the last reading we did for you last week, but like this is like a blatant like, you know, I feel like that is part of your destiny is exploring this, you know, regardless if it's work related or with how you do your personal life. Like I feel like exploring this is part of it because, you know, you're a sexual being and owning it and exploring it is part of you being your most authentic self. I mean, literally, it's two people like, you know, it doesn't get more blatant than that, you know. And I feel like maybe there's a little shame in that, but I think when you're more honest with yourself, you'll kind of get it'll pick things up a little bit, when you don't have those boundaries on you. Wish, hope, praying, yearning. Like, what does this card mean, Spirit? So the verbiage I heard was you are yearning and praying for a destination that isn't meant for you, and you need to figure out why. Okay. Oh God. Like, I'm sorry. I'm tapping into your energy, and it's like kind of like I'm feeling a lot of your resistance towards seeing yourself fully because it's like again, I feel like you really desperately want to be a certain type of man, a certain type of person, because that's what you imagine your success will look like, and you feel like if you are not this image, you won't be. And that's completely false. But part of your destiny is figuring that out, and that there are things you are hoping and praying for that will come true. It's just you need to figure out what is authentically you and what is an image that has been pushed onto you, because I feel like the more you try to conform, the stronger other people's influence over you will happen, and then you won't be on your game, specifically in your career. Like, I have a feeling like you have this savvy that people don't see, and when you try to suppress it by conforming, it's going to hold you back. That was specifically a message I heard for you, because it's like, and this is something that, like, regardless of, I'm not doing a reading about your career, but like what ends up happening is like, if you're suppressing yourself in other areas of your life, they're going to affect your career. And that's what the warning is that if you set this image for like, okay, well, this is who I want to be and this is what I want to be, it's gonna shatter who you actually are. And I feel like you're gonna go through a little bit of a tumultuous period when you're figuring yourself, but that's also part of it too. Like, I feel like you have a lot of potential, a lot of growth in a lot of areas of yourself that are going to be super interesting when you start tying all this stuff together. Like, right now you're on the surface, tip of the iceberg. When you start getting down, it's going to be cool. I think you're going to like your journey. And then this receipts, this proof show me. I feel like part of your destiny is proving to yourself who you are as a man, what you stand for, and why the direction of your life is important to you. That was specifically the words I heard. Like, I feel like you're kind of like, you're wanting to, like, this why. Like, why am I like this? Why am I moving this direction? Like, why? Because there's the piece of you that's very like, okay, I'm going to, like, get this work done and I'm going to do this and this is my linear path. But then you keep, like, getting these weird, silly deviations. You're like, why the hell do I keep doing this? And this is what version of yourself comes out of you, you're still going to be successful. You just got to figure out how to work all these together. And I feel like this proof, this show me, that's part of your destiny, is prove it. You think you're going to be successful? Prove it. Prove it to yourself, prove it to your wife, prove it to whoever. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like you need this validation that's part of your kind of cycle, or part of your drive is like, you got to prove it, you know? And I feel like finding that balance is part of it, and it's really hard too, you know what I mean, because like we've all got our own journeys and we've all got our own pressures and stuff, but like I feel like particularly with you, once some of the barriers drop, like I even feel resistance in your chest right now. So I don't know if you do energy work, but something about like, really like getting, when you get into that state of honesty, nobody can fucking stop you when you're truly honest with yourself. I'm just saying, like, regardless of if it's career, love, life, whatever, like when you get that level of honesty that you can just fucking go, you're no one can stop you, and it intimidates other people. And I feel like you're not afraid of, if other people if you intimidate other people, I feel like you kind of don't give a shit, but like I feel like you intimidate yourself. And so once you kind of get through that layer and then realize that a lot of it's just resistance and fear, once you overcome that, you're gonna be like, I don't give a fuck. And then life's gonna be a lot more fun for you, you know? Um, but yeah, but I mean, that's part of the journey though. I feel that's part of your destiny is figuring that out, you know? Like you have a very interesting path. Like I feel like there's multiple pathways you can take. It's just really about you making decisions about who you want to become, but also just how willing you are to dive deeper. You know, I think that's the only limitation you really have, you know, because it's kind of scary and it's kind of, again, non-conventional. And especially when you're using logical brain in business sense, that doesn't always compute. So, but I think you have a little bit more intuition than I think you realize. Um, and I think that's something you should rely on and, be honest with yourself that you know things more than you think you do. It's just, it's kind of hard because when logic brain becomes very structured and very like overwhelmingly loud, sometimes you have to tell it to shut up and be like, okay, how do I feel about this? And then try to give both sides of yourself some even playing field to be like, okay, let them both talk and then make the decision. But yeah, there's your reading. I hope that kind of helped you out a little bit because I feel like that may have caused some more confusion, but I think with time, maybe go back to this reading and kind of think about it a little bit because I feel like you've got a very interesting journey ahead. And I'm excited to hear more. What is this? Oh, it's string. But yeah, there's your reading. Hope you enjoyed. I'm gonna sit here and eat some chips and salsa. Man, I hope y'all are having a good Friday evening because I'm having a great Friday evening. Hi, Finley. Hi, Bub. No, I don't want you up here. No problem. Yeah, man, I'll help you out whenever. You're a very interesting case, so I'm more than happy to help you out. Hi, Gucci. Hmm. Mm. Luna's trying to steal my snacks. There's one thing you don't do. You don't mess with a drunk woman's snacks. No, I thought it was your brother. I'm just kidding. Listen, I can sense energies. I know the difference. Sometimes. I don't know. I don't think I ever watched the tarot reading stuff. I think he follows me on Instagram. I don't think he's watched the live stream before. That's okay. I appreciate the support. I think I'm at my limit of wine for the evening. Oh, oh my goodness. Yeah, we had a steady stream of people earlier. It was kind of cool. I was like, bam. People I haven't seen in a while. People just kind of hopping in. I love it. Some nights are slower than others, but it'll be interesting to see how the fall goes because I've only been doing this live streaming thing since last spring, so I don't really have a trend of how people will do in the fall. And then plus with me starting my job next week, we'll see what all happens. But you can count on the fact that I will still be around helping people in the form of my odd way of supporting people through the form of tarot card readings and drunkenly making stupid comments. No, you're right, Jo. And I mean, I think part of the problem is like, we all are kind of in our own space of it's so easy to see other people, but not easy to see yourself. And I think that's like, that comes from not being able to face different aspects of yourself. And I feel like where some tarot readers, they have, like, every tarot reader has their own strengths and weaknesses. And, you know, my strength is shadow work, like I tend to be a person that is, Shenley, what? Meow? Sorry. But anyway, so my strength is shadow work, and I'm a lot more willing to take a dive into the nitty gritty, darker details about something, or be honest, where there's a lot of tarot readers or light workers or whatever that they like to focus on the positive things. And that's perfectly okay. That's why we have different types of readers out there. And I feel like for me, I have the opposite problem where I focus more on the negative than the positive, but I'm working on that. So I'm hoping that eventually, when I get more healed myself, it provides my readers and viewers more options for healing for themselves, but also for myself, in the sense that, I want to be as realistic as possible and try to integrate everything possible. Um, okay, Gooch, you are next, because I already did JO's reading, so you would be next. So you want a reading related to work and career. Okay. Let's see. I felt like the moment I said something, I felt like this overwhelming silence. Like I'm supposed to be kind of quiet. Like, energy I'm kind of feeling right now is like uncertainty. I think that's where that quietness is coming from. Is it's almost like you're kind of like, I think you're afraid to make a decision about your work and career. Like it's almost like you're like, your heart kind of knows what it wants. I think you're afraid to be honest with yourself about the direction of your career and what you actually want to do. And it's almost like a distorted, like, you go back and forth between what you think you want and what you actually want, but you can't distinguish between the two. You think you can, but it's like there's like a weird fuzzy film. It's almost like water, and then you got like a film on top of it that's kind of diluting everything. Okay, I'm gonna take a drink. And that's not because of your reading love. It's because it's been a long week. And there's stuff I was about to say, but I'm so glad I withheld from it. So I'm like, the world doesn't need to know about my personal things right now. But anyways, okay. Cards. Advice for Chelsea's career. No. Okay, yeah. It wants to be tarot cards. Okay, that's good. I was gonna say, like, this is where I kind of enjoy being intoxicated while doing readings, because, like, literally stuff is gonna come out of my mouth that I can't filter anymore, and I'm just gonna, I'm gonna say what I need to say and then move on with my day. Okay. So this is about Chelsea with work. No. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Cards? Why? Just causing a mess, and then Luna's over there doing weird things on my desk. I don't know what she's doing. No. Okay. Anything else, Spirit Guides? Alright, well, I feel like there's a little bit more here. There's something else that needs to be said. It's just needs to just come out a little bit. Alright. Hi there. I'm sorry. Okay, that was all they're saying. See, it's kind of funny because at this point I've been doing card readings long enough now that my guides kind of know when we're like, you know, we would give you additional information, but we know you're not going to read it anyway because you're consumed with the amount of time you spend doing these things. So they just say, we're not going to tell you anymore. So appreciate your free readings. All right. Luna, what are you doing? Honey, it's just a bag. There's nothing in the bag that you want. There's no food in there. She's not. Okay, so. Okay. Do any of these cards need to be reversed? No. No. Okay, so this is how it need to be arranged. Sorry, so Tarot, you know, take these as what you will. So you got the Sun in reverse. You got Death upright, and it's pregnant death too. You got the Ten of Wands upright. You got the Five of Wands upright. And you got the Eight of Pentacles upright. All right, so let me kind of just get a vibe. Oh, okay, let me just like, I feel like I gotta cover my eyeballs, so I don't know if that's metaphorical or not. I can like feel my skeleton. That's kind of weird. I've never paid attention to that. I think it also has to do with this deck. But it's like, okay, that is not relevant to her question. I'm not repeating that. Okay. So in regards to your career, what's kind of going on is this conflict between inner self and ego. No? Okay, no, that's not an accurate description. All right, I'm going to start that again. So basically what's kind of going on with this connection to your career is you want a path, but there's like brambles in the way. Like it's almost like how like in a video game where you see like these like spiky thorns on the way to your path and you don't really know because you want to burn them, but it's kind of like a video game, like where again, like it doesn't matter, you don't have any tools or there's not anything that, even though you know you have the skills to destroy them, they just won't go away. And maybe that's your perception of it, or that's just the state of what life is throwing at you right now. But it's almost like you kind of see this thing in a distance, like a town or whatever, but it's not relevant to where you need to be going, because I feel like the divine is being very strict with you. Like it's almost like they're purposely trying to block you from pursuing something because they're like, listen, this isn't where you want to go or where you need to go, and you're not listening to us, so we're just going to straight up block you from being able to think in that way, if that makes any sense. Or you think it's the divine blocking you. Wait, this is confusing. This energy is very tumultuous. Oh god. And like it's almost like I feel like this weird like wheel in my head. Okay, hi Cadell Features. Where's the vodka? I don't have vodka, but I've got wine. And I've been drinking this for the last few hours, so cheers, mate. Anyways, I love how I sense there was a person in the chat, even though my eyes have been closed. Cheers. Okay. Anyways, though, the words I heard were like the path forward isn't easy. There's like this like. All right, so the words I'm hearing is you need to wait for internal insight, because what's happening right now is reluctance to be in your authentic self, and that's preventing the true career path from going forward. Because I feel like your current job, okay, let me ask Spirit about your current job and that situation. I'm hearing it isn't ideal. It's there to sustain you. So like the only reason you have this job right now is not because it's fulfilling you in the ways that you need to, but it's there to sustain you until you move to the next point. But it's not even just that. It's like you're changing right now, and who you decide to change into being is going to alter how this your relationship with your current job allows you to fulfill the destiny you want to fulfill. Like it's almost like there's a path before you and there's iterations of the path, but it's almost like you keep blocking it because you want something else, but your guides are they're trying to protect you, and so they're sending you roadblocks, and it's almost God, it's so fucking confusing. Oh my gosh, like I keep feeling like there's like a drawbridge that keeps like doing this to like every path I go forward, and you're very frustrated and your guides are frustrated, and okay, I heard death is part of your research. I don't know what that means. I don't know. Did you hear that? Death is part of your research? I don't know, but apparently that was important. Yeah, something about this 10 of Wands, something about fulfillment, but it's like they're encouraging you to act on fulfilling what you need to do, because they're saying that like whatever career you want, you can obtain. You just have to take the actions to commit to it and fulfill it. There's like I keep hearing detachment from what you want to do to fulfill another person's needs or expectations, and I feel like it's more of like an internalized thing. Like I feel like you internalized an image of yourself that is not you, and so you're fulfilling that image rather than what you actually want to do, if that makes any sense. And you're resistant to fulfilling the image because you know who you actually are, but but you're resistant from being yourself because you're afraid of that too, because that means it's kind of like one of those things where you're trying to come up with a rational conclusion of something, right? And it's almost like, well, if I admit that this fact is true, then that means all of these other things are false, and you're going to go, oh fuck. And that is tied to your career in the sense that it's going to fundamentally change how you want to exist as a person and how you want to exist career wise, because I feel like you're hiding your potential from yourself because you don't know what it's going to mean in the long term. And unfortunately, I feel like you're going to give out. Oh God. I'm sorry. There's something like in my stomach that like it's almost like the words I'm hearing in my voice in my head that are doing this intuitive thing. It's like the bones are like if you like you can do multiple careers that maybe aren't the most fulfilling or whatever, but I feel like if you don't make a decision on a path that is more in line with yourself, you're just going to give up. And I don't want to see that happening, but it's like it's not because you don't want a fulfilling future, it's because it's not in line with your authentic self, and it's going to burn you out. Because I feel like you're already in a burned out state, but like what you think is burned out now is not like it's gonna do you more harm than good. So so I'm kind of rambling. Okay, Tuna, hey, come on. No, bad. My chips. Sorry. Anyways, okay, she came around this side too. That's right. Don't mess with me. Fine. Go. Fear the wrath of the water. There you go. Anyways, so, but yeah, like, there's a lot of layers to this. Yeah, apparently. Yeah, no, okay, so that's the thing with this cat. Okay, I have tried making loud noises, which that's something I want to limit doing because one, it takes a lot of energy out of me, and two, it's distracting to the neighbors and myself, and like I don't want to be making noises to like seriously like get rid of her. But it's like she just sits there and takes having water shot to her face. I don't know how to discipline her anymore. Like it's like she doesn't care. And I'm pretty good about disciplining things, but like she don't care. I don't know what to do. Because like, so if I'm sitting here eating food, I'll be eating my lunch. She'll just straight up hop up on the table. I will take her off, set her down. Nothing. Hops back up. Pick her up, set her down. It's like 6 times in a row before she finally just kind of gets a little bored from the situation. Waits a little bit, then comes back. And I'm just like, I've squirt you with water. I've clapped and made loud noises. When are you going to learn? I don't know what to do. Send help. But yeah, no, I hope that helps you out, Chelsea, because like again, I feel like there's a lot of decisions you need to make in regards to your career because there's a lot of changes, and I feel like, you know, I feel like you're running from a decision because it's going to fundamentally change what you want to do and how much work you put in. Like, like if you want to go to school, that involves a change. If you want to decide to not go to school and do whatever, like that's also a change. Like there's factors that you're kind of weighing on, and the energy I'm kind of feeling here is a lot of just you're kind of reluctant either way. So working through that reluctance is what's gonna ultimately guide you to what you need to do. Godspeed, because you got a lot on your plate. But yeah. So what I heard just now was the best solution you have right now is learning to resist resistance to yourself. You can resist other people, but don't resist yourself. That's the words that just I was looking at the sun. I was kind of staring at that card, and that was talking about like because I was thinking about how the sun card in reversed is like, well, it's the happiest card in the deck. But even in reversed, it's kind of like, well, it's the best case result. And that was what I was thinking is best case scenario, learning to overcome resistance is going to help you with your career choices. I don't know. There's just something that's not sustainable that I'm feeling, and it's advising you to remember. And this card. I don't know. I don't know what I just saw. I don't know. It was kind of weird. So like this like card or whatever, it's the Eight of Pentacles, but it was almost like looking at this picture. I was looking at the head, and it was almost like there was a hole in the skeleton's head, and I was seeing something almost like just a cavern inside the skull, and just like getting stuck in your head, or some kind of like once it goes into the head, it turns into like a pit, and you never come out. It was like that kind of energy. And I was like, that's kind of trippy, man. And then I was like, okay, you are you're starting to see things in that card, but okay. I don't know. That's something. So that's something with the with alcohol. Side note, because this is also a shameless nothing more promotion, but there's a reason why alcohol was called spirits, and part of it is because of people increasing their intuitive abilities when they drink. And so that's why drunk tarot reading is so successful, because when I'm not sober, I can feel the things you need to hear, all the better. And I'm unafraid, unabashed, and unafraid to tell you the truth. Anyways, Chelsea, that's your reading. There you go. If you're still listening. I don't know if work was pulling you away, but yeah. Yeah. I was going to say, guys, it's 11 o'clock. I have an early morning tomorrow because I'm at a wedding and I'm going to be partying all tomorrow. And so, you're welcome, Chelsea. I love you. Good luck. I hope that helped you. I hope it gave you more answers and questions. But yeah, I've got two weddings this weekend, so I'm very excited. And yeah, thank y'all for joining me. I'm gonna hopefully get some sleep. And yeah, I will see you guys later. Bye bye.